Hey, everyone. How's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you're doing well. I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you so very much. This is the Culture Crime Fighters. Yay. Weekly culture crime fighting. We're here to slice and dice. Kick some ass. That's right. Take some names.
A lot of ass to kick. A lot
of big fat asses to kick. And joining me, as always, is my partner in culture crime fighting,
Vigilante wins here on the 36th episode of the Culture Crime Fighters. And
36 episodes, my friend.
Yeah. Every time I do the numbers, like, wow, it's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time.
Coming up
it's
on a year,
seasons. Dude. Yeah, it is.
It's what, 17? How many?
Yeah.
Do I know how to count? I don't know how to count. Matt loves a good ass. That's true, Cincinnati. Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think most men do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, I guess there's tit guys out there. I'm more of an ass man myself.
Yeah.
But you know, hey.
Well, I felt ass is an inclusive thing. Want to be inclusive, so there's that.
Let me ask you a question about asses and tits. Real quick, actually, I want to just address Keely Chow says, as much as I like Gary of Neurotic, please don't tell me the Culture Crime Fighters is being produced by him. I don't know where you got that. The Culture Crime Fighters is produced by these two knuckleheads.
Yeah, this is the least late we've been since we've moved times.
Oh, so, that's why he's saying that. I think that's what it is.
Because we're 5 minutes late.
Yeah.
But like we've been later. So like this is like we're on time for
last week episodes. I like just woke up and then did the show. I was like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be on the air.
Yeah.
That's why I had my homeless hat on.
Yeah.
But no, I showered today. I am
there you go. Yeah, I'm with Cincinnati. Ass is over tits. I'm an ass guy.
No, all day. I mean,
tits are great.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're cool.
To me, they're like rims.
Yeah.
You know? It's like they're great to look at. I like a good rim, but I need an engine. And to me, that's what the booty is.
There you go. There you go.
So let me ask you a question. So I was at work last night, and this rather attractive girl was sitting I guess she was on a date with this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at one point they'd been there for a little while. At one point the man went to the bathroom, and I walked past the girl, and she looked at me extremely suggestively. Impossible to misunderstand what was implied there, right? She was, hitting on me, essentially. Now I felt weird about it. Because I was like, oh, you're here like with a guy and you're like hitting on me. Like, that's a little fucking weird.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the night, I saw the guy walk out like uncomfortably. And I could tell it was like once I saw her walk in the other direction and him walking this way, I was like, oh, this is going nowhere. This is a bad date. Might have been a first date. Do you think, would it have, like, should I have, what do you think, like now with that information, would have been like hitting on that girl bad form, or would it have just been this is the natural order of things?
I'm leaning towards the latter. Like, well, now I'm looking at Isla to girl. Thanks for showering in such a dildo. You don't like it dirty. Sorry, the chat always distracts me. I love the chat.
These guys, hello. Good to see y'all.
I lean towards the latter because my thought is this, man. If it ain't if you don't got a ring on it, man, it's open season.
Yeah, you're very like,
and I'm not even that. I mean, because it's like, what do you want me to do, bro? If you can't, you know what I mean. Like, I tend not to go for like, where it's really a complicated situation. But if a girl's just leaving it wide open or is flirting with me, like, I mean, what are you supposed to do? It's not your fault. Now, I will say this, like, you do have to like kind of have your own trepidations about what the hell's going to happen to you when you're on the other side of the table.
That's a great point.
But like, if you're talking about like, is it wrong to flirt with her, man? Yeah, nah. I mean, what do you want to do? What are you supposed to do? Because like, if a girl, my thought is this: if a girl likes you, she likes you. If she doesn't, she doesn't. So you're not taking away from that guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, my instinct when it happened was that there's like it's kind of gross. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like it was this kind of thing, or it's like I'm not gonna like hit on this chick while the guy's in the bathroom. Like, oh god, like
Yeah, I probably
that made
wouldn't
me
have
feel.
either. But
Yeah,
like,
that made me feel
if
weird. But then it's like, so what? At the end of the, like, with hindsight, it's just a bad date she went on, and so then
yeah,
she ends up with someone, whoever, what happens with me and her. But it's just like there's
did you get her
potential
number?
here. No, I didn't hit on. I didn't even talk
Oh,
to her because I felt gross about it. I
you
felt
were
gross about it.
moral.
But then afterwards, when I saw them walk away and how uncomfortable it was, I was like, oh, she was on a bad date and was giving me the in. Because it wasn't like she was looking at me the whole date at all. Like I
Mm.
noticed her, she was attractive, but then like when he wasn't there, it was a very suggestive look, and I was like, now with the memory and like the context, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I thought like maybe I should have just like gone for it, you know?
You could have. Like, I'm not a Sherry has the best point. She's keeping her option
I
open, but
don't
that's how
even
you know
think
she's a serial cheater. Oh yeah,
I don't even think
obviously.
I'm on that low. I mean, I don't even think I'm that high. Like D, I think it's still
Yeah, the
way,
internet list
way down
it
here.
goes to
Way
like
down here.
like ZZ. You know what I mean? You double up
Yeah,
on letters.
you got to invent characters.
Yeah. So there you go. She knew you from your internet work, your
Yeah.
YouTube life, and she was
Aren't
like,
you
"Oh
the guy
shit,
from that Bill Burr Gina Carano video? Isn't
yeah,
that you?"
that's you. You're a star."
Speaking of which,
You
I
a
did
star.
end up having a really good conversation the other night about Star Wars with him.
Ah,
I wouldn't call him a normie, but he's not like he knew of Gary.
okay.
He didn't know. Thanks, St. Dodo. I'm on the D list to him.
There
That's
you go.
nice of you. That's very sweet.
Oh,
But you know what? Actually, I don't want to go into it. Never mind. Forget
okay.
it.
Okay.
It would just be more bullshit. It's
Yeah.
just 'cause, essentially, like he was still optimistic for Star Wars, and I'm like, why? I don't understand why.
You know what though? Because you know why? Because the Lions haven't lost
I
a
knew
game and they
you were
still
gonna
have
say that.
fans. That's the same, but it's the same thing. Because there are people who are still fans of the Lions still right now. They're not gonna win it. They're probably gonna go 0-17. The very first year they have 17 games. They're like, you know what? Let's break this bitch wide open. Let's go 0-17 off rip. That's
What
probably
a
what's
fall
gonna.
from grace. Jared Goff is on right now.
Oh man,
He was in the Super Bowl 2 years ago playing against
was
Brady.
it 2 or 3? Yeah, it was really Well, he wasn't. He was kind of a meth man. He wasn't really good. He had a
I
really
thought
good
he was
team.
pretty fucking good. He had a good arm.
He had a good arm, but he wasn't a good decision maker. He was just like his coach did the quarterbacking for him.
Yeah, I thought he was resilient though. Like I watched him like make
He
good
had that-
decisions. Like he would like throw a pick and then go out there the next set of downs and like just be efficient with the ball. Wasn't scared.
Like he had that one game against. It was a regular season game against KC against Mahomes. That was like
I was there. I was at that
Oh
game.
wow.
Yeah.
Cool. That was pretty
With
cool.
the highest number of yards and points on a Monday Night Football game ever.
Yeah. That game was probably like his peak like performance to me. And then like because like even in the Super Bowl, he just like you started to see him like not unravel, but just like he's there's levels to this, and he's just not an elite guy.
Yeah,
And
no,
hell,
I
it's
guess not.
Filter.
But it's still only like his first 4 or 5 years in the league. Like
Yeah.
most people are not that good in their first few years. Like it takes a little while. Like I had optimism and faith, but clearly the Rams do something I didn't because the Rams look incredible with Stafford and the Detroit is awful. So
Awful.
they
And
figured
it's
it
not
out.
Goff's fault, by the way. It's not all Goff. Like he's thrown some bad picks, of course, but it's not like, oh, Jared Goff sucks, therefore the Lions. No, the Lions have been a terrible franchise who had a really good quarterback who made it seem like we weren't the worst franchise in the league. And now that he's gone, it's like, oh no, we are the worst franchise. We are the bottom, the absolute dirt worst.
Well, we know why that is.
Yeah.
It's all rigged. It's all a conspiracy.
Yeah. It's all rigged. Lions would be great if not for the
not for the Illuminati.
the overarching evil
Yeah.
of the NFL.
The devil.
That what does he call him? The football hating pussy.
I love
Which
that's
I
one of my
love.
favorite quotes ever. A clueless anti-football pussy.
Yeah, anti-football pussy.
That's great. That's articulate.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
listen,
smash.
I didn't agree. I did end up seeing a lot of stuff he said. A lot of it was just whatever. But that statement itself, I do agree with John Gruden.
It's true. I
It
mean,
is
yeah.
absolutely true.
And it's
I've hated
hilarious.
Goodell
People can't
forever.
appreciate the wit of that, like how well put that is, how much insult he packed into one little phrase.
Well, that's the thing. I think some people did appreciate it. Like I said, there were some things that were like, okay, whatever. But it sucks firing somebody if he said these things 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, when he didn't even work for him.
He didn't even work for the Raiders.
It's
He was
just
still at
his
ESPN.
opinion. Who cares?
Well, you're
So
not
what?
supposed to have the wrong
Who
opinions.
doesn't
What
have
are you?
like? Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead.
You're not supposed to have the wrong opinions. That's against the state rules to the gulag with you.
I guess, but I mean, who doesn't talk shit about their boss sometimes?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I guess NFL. Listen, he is a football hating pussy, and so and he's a sensitive one. He reduced it to his essence, yeah. And so once that to me was the biggest deal. They tried to make it about him calling. I think he said something about DeMaurice Smith, who's the NFLPA leader, and he said something about his lips, so that's racial. And so they were trying to go hard at that. This is the reason his racial.
When are we
his
just gonna
racism.
be like, shut up? It's not racial. It has big lips. Deal with it. What is the? I don't know. When are we gonna stop with this?
I think it was, but I don't think that really was it. I think it was because he came at the commissioner.
No,
I think they tried. I mean, when are we going to stop? Making it into an issue. When you bigot, stop your racial oppression. That's when.
Oh, okay. Now I understand.
Clearly,
I saw a story about. This was on 9gag, so this was on a meme site, and they misinterpreted it. So I guess someone put out. There were a few articles floating around that there were Karen wigs for Halloween, right? Yeah. And then there was backlash. There were complaints that was them profiting off racism. Profiting off racism for dressing up as a Karen. And then the meme
somebody's got to break that down to me like I'm a 2-year-old.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll explain it to you.
Okay,
so the
cool,
meme
cool.
site understood it as white women were offended that they were doing that.
That's exactly how
that's not how it was. No, it was because Karens in the black community, at least the black Twitter community, are white women who call the cops unjustly on black men, right? So that's a Karen. So if you're making a parody of it by putting a costume, that's profiting off racism, off the racism oppression that's happened to black men. That's what their angle is.
Well, shit. If you're so we're finally worried about the oppression that happened to black men. So we're getting rid of welfare.
What? No, that's help. Don't you understand?
What?
No, that's help. That's good because that's a left-wing policy. So it's good. Okay. What's wrong with you?
Are we doing something about the family courts?
What? That's racism.
Oh,
that's not a black issue. That's just individuals.
Okay. I'm trying. I thought they were worried about racism against black people. I'm sorry.
No, not really.
No, wigs. Black men and women are held down because of wigs. Now, the true source of all racism is now understood. Listen, Karen is not only. I have heard Karen used in that context, right? I remember I forgot where she was. Some goofy bitch calling the police on a lemonade stand and shit.
Yeah. I mean, look, they exist. I'm not saying they don't exist.
But Karen is not only used in that context, and I think it's probably more popular in just the context of an annoying middle-aged white woman who wants to speak to a manager.
That's exactly how the meme originated.
Yeah.
And it's been culturally appropriated by people on Twitter as a black thing, which it isn't.
I don't think it's a black thing. I think it's, I would consider people in those specific situations to be Karens, but I don't think Karen is a default racial thing.
It's not. I mean, it's racial in the sense that it's typically white women.
Yeah.
And
that's, I think, where the real issue is. Because they always use, I fucking saw a thing a few weeks ago where they were cheering "Let's Go Brandon," and some goofy Karen white woman said, "Oh, that's racist," and they were like, "What?"
That's funny.
And so, a lot of times, goofy liberals,
for who?
When they hear something that they don't like, they just say it's racist.
That's their game plan, to a T. And it's not, or if it's not just racist, it's whatever. It's big, alt-right, extreme. Like the fact that I was thinking about this with the term TERF. That trans exclusionary radical feminist, right? That's
Yeah.
a TERF. And it's like the idea that you refuse to acknowledge that a man in a dress is a woman to them is a radical idea. That's radical.
Well,
What?
clearly,
That's radical. That's crazy. How can you be so
yeah,
radical?
the science says, the science that we've paid for has told us that they're real women and you're a bigot. So stop
Yeah.
being a bigot.
It's like you're the radical one. You're the one saying gender doesn't exist. Something that has existed since the beginning of time is scientifically provable. Your ideas are radical. They're just saying women are women and men are men. That's all they're saying.
No, that's bigoted. We know that. Like, stop being such a
exclusionary radical. It's radical. It's like Marx. This is like a terrorist organization that has that opinion. It's radical.
I'll be honest. When I first heard the term TERF, and this is what I still kind of think, like I look at it as somebody, because it still includes feminism, and I thought the radical feminism meant like I'm completely radical on everything except being transgender.
Well, it's supposed
I
to
could
be a derogatory
misinterpreting.
term. I think I don't think people proudly call themselves TERFs. I think it's a derogatory term to try to discredit anyone who would have the audacity to suggest a man in a dress is not a woman.
Because like I'm not a TERF. I'm not like. I still don't have feminism in me. You know what I mean? I'm not somebody. I thought it was for feminists who didn't acknowledge, transgender people. But I could be wrong.
I do think you're right. I just don't think it's something that they're proud of. It's
like a negative.
It's a way. It's the same thing that when they call someone racist or whatever it is to try to discredit them.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean. So that's why they say that. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just another derogatory term to try to make. You disagree with me, then you're racist.
Yeah,
it's like
don't call me a TERF because I damn sure ain't a feminist. But
no, definitely not. No, but it's just like that clip we watched last week with that guy when they took his sign and destroyed it and then said he had a weapon. It's like, no, that's not at all what's
he
happening.
dropped it.
Yeah.
Dropped my weapon. It was so funny.
They took my sign. That guy was funny. Apparently, he's got a history with Gary, though.
Does he?
Yeah, dude. He was all over. I guess there was a back and forth with him on Twitter. He, I don't know. I wanted to get the story from him. I wanted to have him on the show and ask him about it because I thought he was funny.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't know. There was another guy there from The Dick Show. I don't know if you know.
I never heard
that
of The Dick
guy.
Show.
I saw him. The reason I know of him was because he did a show with Ryan Long.
Okay.
I think it's just called The Dick Show. I forgot the guy's name. He seemed pretty funny. I thought he was funny. But apparently he. I don't know. He was there as well, so I just kind of wanted to get Vito. Yes, thank you, Keely Chow. I wanted to get the full story.
Okay.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I never knew that or heard of him. You know, what I mean, I just saw him there. That was the first time I ever saw him.
Well, let's see if we can't get him on the show. See if we can. Try.
That'd be dope. Yeah. We need more guests. It's been a minute.
Yeah, and that doesn't. I'm still gonna stick up for Gary. Just on the show doesn't mean.
Yeah. What did they have, like beef or something?
I guess Gary suggested or said that he false flagged his channel or something.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure, but I do want. That's why I kind of don't want to speculate. I want to get the story.
Yeah. I feel you.
But I'm sure if Gary has an opinion about it, he's a very principled guy. I'm sure it's not bullshit.
Yeah. I again never even heard a dude. Not didn't even know that. So I'm down.
Yeah. So all right, we'll try to have him on.
Jesus, Keely Chow says snitches get stitches and they end up in ditches. So I'm not trying to carry out a Phantom Menace hit either. You know what I mean?
No, certainly not. And also, like, I'm not gonna fucking simp or anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be like, he's like Gary's an ass, but totally. No, I mean, if the guy comes on the show, we'll talk honestly as we always do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna attack him unless he's rude or callous or something. But I mean, like, I'd like to hear the full story.
Yeah.
That beef sounds vegan to me.
It kind of does to me too. I was like, I need some more details to know exactly what happened. I did not know.
It's just weird. It's just weird when people fight about, when they should be on the same side.
Yeah, it's a small world. I didn't even know that people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That connected. Speaking of fights on Twitter, I still have not looked at the tweets because I wanted to. There we go. Same wavelength. I did want to talk about you fighting with weather girls on Twitter. What the hell happened? Like,
well, we all can thank this whole segment is brought to you by Culture Casino.
yeah,
because
Culture
I
Crime
was
Fire.
no Culture Casino.
No, that's what I'm saying. Culture Crime Fires featuring Culture Casino.
Yes. This is a little sponsored by Culture Casino
You
segment.
know,
'Cause I was
him and Mad do a show on Wednesday now too. So I wonder where they got that from. But go ahead. It's an interesting thing I noticed. It's funny how that works.
Yes, it is funny how that works. But anyway, I was browsing Twitter this morning and I saw some ridiculous assertion by this woman. And I assumed if it's on my feed, it was someone mocking this person. Well, I don't think so, because the tweet was liked by Culture Casino. And I was like, what the fuck? You like this shit? So see if you can't pull up the initial video, because I can't, because I've been blocked. So I don't have the privilege to look upon, what is this idiot's name? Katie Nickolaou. She's pretty cute, to be honest. She's a relatively cute chick. She's from, I guess she's a weather woman, a meteorologist in Iowa. So the peak market right there. And she, I guess, so there was a video out.
First, before you go on, because I gotta get my legalese on before we do it. We are not attacking this woman. We are not permitting any of you to contact this woman. No one contact this woman. No one. I don't want to hear anything. Oh, this alt-right group attacked me on Twitter. No, that did not happen. So this is the video saying
I don't know that I second that. I'm not sure I'm 100% on board. I am attacking her.
Well,
I'm not encouraging anyone else to do it.
Yeah, you guys don't. We may make fun of her. That very well may be the case. But no one attacked this woman. No one's trying to threaten this woman. No one.
If you have something to say to her, go say it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying we are not encouraging it.
Yes.
Like, we're not encouraging any online bullying, okay?
We go.
No, generally not. But if you want to communicate with the woman, she's a public person, go for it.
Yeah.
It's not like you found her at her home address. It's like she put it out there on Twitter. It's like a public platform. And that was essentially the basis of this entire fucking argument with this woman. So I guess there was a clip of some really thick, pretty kind of fat weather woman with giant tits. And someone posted on TikTok, I think, of when I see this weather woman. And then it was like a picture of like a dog being like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that prefaces, and then she does this little rant about how it's not okay to put this on the internet and sexualize this public person. That was her whole point, and it was angry and aggressive. Vigilante Williamson, how do you feel about that? What's your thoughts?
If you don't want to be judged, don't go on the internet. You don't have to.
It's not just the internet. By the way, it's not just the internet.
Yeah, she's a public figure.
person
she's
on
television.
TV. On television. Her entire life is public.
Listen, man. What do you want? The thing is, okay, I think I found the original video. Oh, Jesus, she has massive tits.
Big old titties. Big old titties.
So I'm starting to get, so she did this 24 hours ago almost, where she posted this video.
And fucking simp ass Culture Casino pressed like. I couldn't believe it.
So now oh God, being a public figure does not give anyone the right to sexualize them on the internet. See, this is why.
Sorry, the story continues. I'm happy.
Oh, more stuff is happening. Because I'm trying. I hate navigating Twitter.
Can you share it?
Oh, Jesus. Let me make sure
that you can do. You do it every day.
Don't see the way down.
You run a daily show.
Yeah, but I don't use Twitter. Except, and am I doing
I mean, just share the
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do investigation. Culture.
And by the way, great point, Islington girl. Thank you very much. So someone sexualized a woman on TV. Shocker. There is a woman called Annette Garcia. She is a huge internet celebrity. She has millions of followers on Instagram, and that is because she has a spectacular ass that people sexualized and made her famous. She was a meme. The hot Mexican weather girl. Okay? This is not harassment. This isn't abuse. You are a public figure, and if you happen to be physically attractive, people are going to sexualize you. You do not get to control this. You do not get to run this. People will behave the way they want to behave within the bounds of the fucking law. Get over yourself, you self-righteous twat.
Well, you sound, sir, like a alt-right bigot who doesn't understand women. You're not allowed to find them attractive unless they find you attractive.
Look at the tits on this girl. Look
So-
at those are clown-like. Those are like preposterously large, and we're not supposed to point that out. And by the way, he was complimenting her. Whoever put this up.
Okay.
Can't stop watching the local weather lady from Steeler Driller on TikTok. I think that's TikTok.
Yeah. So yeah, there's this video and then there's this reaction. I'm not going through the all reaction.
Oh, not the whole thing. It's exhausting. I watched 15 seconds of it.
Hell flipped out. He said, "Please DM you back on Twitter." I thought
Oh.
I reacted.
Okay. Oh, that's you.
Yeah. I feel like I did DM you back. Just send another message, Brian. I thought I did. I hate navigating Twitter. I'm a peer boomer, but here we go. So she's thick.
Real thick.
You don't need me to tell you that that's disgusting.
Oh boy, shut up. So I mean, I could go through this. This is whether Katie herself, right?
This is her.
And she wants an explanation.
So she wants to lecture you. She wants this
lecture
opportunity to lecture the shit out of you.
No, I got a question.
Go on.
Why didn't she give her job up? No, that's not the way. That's not the way. I was gonna go the regular leftist way. I got to be smarter than that.
I would like to point out, by the way, sorry, I'd like to point out that this is the video. This clip is what Culture Casino pressed like on. Culture Casino.
You sure it wasn't an accidental like?
Could be. I don't know.
Could be
I
an
wasn't
accidental
watching
like.
his fingers.
You know what? He could have just liked this. He could have said, "Hey."
You know what? Good point.
He could have just saw it because on Twitter, man.
He's going to answer for this, by the way. We are.
Yes, he must answer. I don't know that he was white knight. He could have just said, "Hey, it's nice ass titties."
Trying to be chivalrous. There's nothing bad about what this has happened. Okay, watch some more of her video, please, for the love of God.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, it's exhausting.
I gotta go back.
You don't need me to tell you that that's disgusting, but I'm going to add some details to it. Because I'm a broadcast meteorologist, same as she is, okay? And I speak from experience when I tell you, now she gets to wonder, when she goes on air, who on the other side of the screen is having sexual fantasies of her. Or filming it, adding sexual innuendo.
That's already on her mind. That's always, are you fucking new here? Are you new on Earth? That women will be looked at in a sexual, I'm sure you've dated before. So you've probably been looked at in a sexual way before. Like what fucking childlike principles these people have. Like you can't even look at her and not even think it. Now you can't even think it. Shut the fuck up, Weather Katie. You entitled brat. Ugh.
Listen, you're biggity. You're biggity. It's about women. You're not supposed to be attracted to women in any way, shape, form, or fashion, says the feminist. You're not allowed. You're not allowed to have any sexual feelings whatsoever towards women. You're not allowed to objectify their bodies. Only they're allowed to do that.
And look, I can understand if that makes you uncomfortable. I completely empathize with that. Then don't go on fucking television. Okay? Don't go on TV then. If you do not want to be looked at in a way you can't control, do not make your persona public. It's that fucking simple.
Fuck. Wake Down fucks with us all the time. You know what I mean? We're not even hot. So like he
pulls up that fucking modeling photo of me on his own show.
Jesus.
It's not to compliment me.
Yeah.
It's not to compliment me. It's to mock me. And it's fine. I put it out there. I made it public. I can't control that. And I shouldn't, and nor should I even want to. You self-righteous baby. Go on. Let's see more of this brilliance.
Okay, yeah. Let's see more of this.
And posting it to TikTok, where over 40,000 people have liked the video now, and the comment section is enough to make you want to leave this planet.
I wish you would leave this planet. I wish you would.
Is okay, especially the fact that in his bio he says he's a father of 3 children.
Yeah, right? You know how he made those children? By fucking a woman that he sexualized. Are you serious? What is that? Like, what is wrong with this person?
I can't believe you bigots are having more bigots to be bigoted. No, in all seriousness,
she's got a thick too, eh?
She is thick. Don't do that.
Oh fuck her.
I will. So like the thing is though, all jokes aside, like there is this thing like you're not supposed to sexualize women. They're only allowed to sexualize themselves. Thank you, Soda Man, for the sub to my man Foulball's channel. Shout out to the Soda Man. It's pop.
Hell.
But I appreciate the Soda Man. But the thing is, like the whole feminism thing, and I think because she's a younger girl, so I'm sure she's more recent out of the indoctrination camp. This Katie, so she was taught her whole life any sexual energy from a man is inherently unwanted, right? Because that's really what feminism teaches. That anytime you know. It's a potential Me Too situation. It's this, that, and the third. Like, this is why I'll be fair. In the corporate world, like as far as jobs, like I haven't tried to talk to a girl on the job since like 2012. Because I'm just like, nope, I don't want to hey, I haven't been sexualized since like 2012. No, but like I haven't talked to anyone in a job because I'm like, man, I'm worried about a crazy reaction. I'm worried about this, that, and the third. Even before Me Too, I was just like, I was reading the tea leaves. That's like, it's not now. It's not the season to talk to women.
I just need to go over her tweets. I need to go.
Oh yeah, because we can watch. I'm done with this, man.
I tweeted at her. I tweeted. I don't know what I like. Let me see. Let me pull up my tweets and the responses because she blocked me, of course, because she's a fucking child. And I don't think I cursed. I don't think I did.
Yeah, this is what you said. First off, this is the tweet that got liked, and then she said she's a public person. Don't want to be looked at publicly. You don't have a public job. The level of self-righteousness video is repugnant. And she says being a public figure does not give anyone the right to sexualize them on the internet. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at memes.
That's actually but that is not true.
That's
exactly
I was just about to say
wrong. Like that, absolutely it does. You don't get to choose who gets sexualized and who doesn't. That's an internal thing. It's completely okay to do that. And then she goes on to say, if it's unwanted, it's harassment. So it's not harassment unless she wants it. Then it isn't. But if she doesn't want it, then it is. That's her fucking logic.
I knew that was the take without even reading it because that's it. She has that. I just got out of college. This is what feminism taught me. Therefore, if you're against the feminist laws and you're finding a woman attractive and she didn't tell you to, and what the fuck?
Harassment.
Wes Moody follows this person. This Katie.
I know. No, that's what I mean. Like, I think Wes and Culture would liking this shit.
Culture,
what the fuck
Sporky,
is going on?
Loki, a lot of people follow this Katie.
Eat a dick,
Tom?
Katie. Fuck you. I don't care who likes you. You're full of shit.
Who is this? Like, how come everyone follows this random? Who is this person?
I don't know. And I saw people liking this tweet that in this community. I'm like, are you guys out of your fucking minds? Like this, I will not endorse this garbage. So she goes on to say, so you're saying women shouldn't be on television at all if they don't want to be sexualized?
Fan.
Yeah. Blah blah.
That's how she's got on with the crew. She's a Star Trek fan. She does like weather in like Star Trek garb sometimes.
Yeah. No. So she goes on to say, so you're saying women shouldn't be on television at all if they don't want to be sexualized by select individuals. That's not how that works. I responded, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is how it works. Grow up. And that's the truth. It's yes. If you don't want to risk being sexualized, do not be a public person then. Do not. That's going to come with it. There's no way you can control that, and no lecturing or TikTok videos is going to change any of that. It is just part of being alive, okay? And it's not also, it's not a bad thing.
I was just about to say,
committed a crime.
Like, she's an attractive lady. I don't know. I'm not saying she couldn't get the job if she was less attractive. I'm just saying it's a lot less likely in general.
To it. Yeah.
It's a lot less likely in general. I mean, it's Sioux Falls, Iowa, so what the fuck do they expect?
But I mean,
you know what I mean?
Like, it's the same thing with Scarlett Johansson coming out being like she's over-sexualized. Like, that's why you have the fucking job. That's why you're there.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's so ridiculous. So then I tweeted at some fucking bitch, some little beta. This guy, Professor Brainy Specs, says, as a male, I'm very sorry there are men out there who treat females in that way. It's totally disgusting. They should think how it would feel if they had a daughter or wife that was treated in that fashion. Thank you, Katie, for calling this out. I responded with this image. Because fuck you, you male feminist beta bitch.
I did see that. I did see that. This is what happened. It's what happens when you get on Twitter. We're watching our boy Matt grow. Going to a man.
Yes,
his
sir.
First Twitter beef.
And then she goes on, and then he responds, "You can make up fantasies with no basis or merit, Foulball film, and you call people names. But you know what that makes you? Part of the problem."
You're the reason. You're the reason all women have to fear all men. Foulball. I hope you're happy. It's all your fault.
Sherry says, "Sadly, I have 20 of the same followers as the meteorologist." Apparently, she's like in the fandom menace. I mean, if I'm interpreting this right.
I mean, I get it though. She does. Apparently, she dresses up sometimes when she does her weather, and so she's a Star Trek fan, at least by just going off her Twitter. So that's probably how come so many people we know follow her, that she is indeed a fan. And I'm not trying to call this.
Of you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Listen.
No, I'm just fucking up.
I don't think everyone knew that this is hardcore feminism. I don't know.
Yeah, no, great point, Islington girl. Like she's saying, like it's called accepting reality. It's there. I mean, yeah, don't make constant creepy remarks to her face, but that's different. It's completely different.
Yeah, this is on
internet.
TikTok. By the way, that meteorologist this probably helps her career. The one that's actually in question, the thick one with the big
of
knockers.
Course it does.
Like because now let's say she would ever lose that job, she would be hired in an instant because of her internet notoriety.
Yeah, and also weather, Katie. You're assuming she has a problem with it. That video doesn't prove she has a problem with it. You just assume she does because you're fucking cooked.
Yeah, how do you know it's unwanted? She might like the attention.
She might love it. You don't know. I mean, she might have a fucking OnlyFans. You have no idea. Like, you just assume because whatever. It's like, it's that entitlement of these white women that's just, it's so gross.
Well, it's like I said, it's the feminist doctrine. That's why I wasn't shocked when she went to the, whole unwanted whatever attention thing. It's really the hardcore feminism. This is part of the reason that relationships are fucked, because it's like, who knows? That may happen to the one to bring it all circle. Maybe that guy. Maybe it was a good thing you didn't talk to that girl. Maybe that guy sexualized her on a date, and she was offended, and that's why he was walking out the other way. Were you the guy at work or the girl at work who flirted with you?
Oh,
maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe she was a hardcore feminist, and that guy was like, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." Who knows?
I mean, I didn't get that vibe because it was a really sexual look, and you generally don't get sexual looks from feminists.
You never know.
I mean, yeah, who knows? Who fucking knows? I don't know.
Because it's a spectrum. It's a feminism spectrum, man. Girl, she's not a feminist. And then all of a sudden, feminism just shows up.
Yeah, I did end up getting this other girl's like Instagram from that same night after work. She's fucking gorgeous. But then I went to it, and she's got a Black Lives Matter link in her bio. I was like, oh, fuck.
A lot of people do.
I know, but I don't want to... Like, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, god damn it.
They're not like, I mean, because like people with the BLM in the bio, and actually we just covered BLM marching with MAGA supporters and supported Kyrie Irving. I don't know if you saw that.
No,
which is
insane.
crazy.
Oh my God.
It is insane. I covered it yesterday. That's why you all need to be sub to the Vigilante Williamson channel. Even though you'll never, I shouldn't tell you to sub because you'll never see my stuff because YouTube doesn't send out notifications. But yeah.
Pat S says the same thing. No effing notification for this. And I made your life harder? What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
I've done everything to help. I've been a good YouTuber.
But yeah, what was I going to say?
BLM and Trump supporters.
Oh, yeah, BLM. There was a BLM and Trump support thing. But no, you were talking about the BLM in the bio.
I can't. I'm just like, it does not compute.
It doesn't compute. But yeah, it was a huge thing for Kyrie Irving. And I was talking about that, and I was talking about a few things. Like, I wonder if there's a second silent majority.
Dude, that's like that meme. That's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And it's
Predator?
like Trump supporters, BLM, not getting the shot.
Yeah. Basically. That's basically it. Yeah. So that's And it was a lot of people out there. I was very shocked. I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna be a thing. Who knows?
We parallel universe. This isn't the real world. we skipped a universe. We're in a different reality.
I think we skip realities every few weeks, and that's what makes it so crazy. Like we're in a different reality from when we started.
There's
the
an
show.
alien just punching the computer. Stop it, Larry. Would you cut this shit? I don't know. BLM, Trump supporters marching. This is great. This is fun.
Yeah, it was different. It was different to see, and I'm like, I wonder if this is gonna be like a bigger thing. And I can't imagine the powers that be want stuff like that, because that's the whole point of these groups, is to divide people.
Ascension Dildo says, I would like to thank Star Wars Weather Girl. I think it's Star Trek, to be precise.
Yeah, I think it's Star Trek.
Weather Katie, for bringing this horrible practice to light. It takes real courage.
Yes. Weather Katie, woman. I don't care what my co-host says. You're stunning and brave. Thank you for I'm stunned by the bravery, and I find the bravery stunning. Thank you for your service.
It's hilarious.
I'm sorry for the bigotry and the sexualization. We will never sexualize a woman ever again. No women will ever be sexualized on this show again. Ever in the history of the world.
Oh, that's
funny. Never happen.
Pat S says that stupid 2 dots game. He's been staying up playing it.
2 dots.
Remember I brought that up when I was talking about Oregon Trail?
Yeah.
Funny, Pat.
Shout out to the 2 dots game.
It's addictive. It's very heroin-like.
I haven't played it yet. I have played it. And isn't the girl? I like the BBW thing as far as the thick weather girl.
It's not my style, but I mean, looks fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what did I just do? I just sexualized her. Oh no.
Oh shit! I just broke my rule immediately.
That's not how this works.
It's not how this works.
It's exactly how it works. And then she responded, "Wow," and then blocked me. Eat a dick, Katie.
I'm sure she has. I think a lot of
probably.
Yeah, I mean, all women have, right? Mm-hmm. I think you know what though? A lot of women are like, they want to be oblivious to the fact that their sexuality is an advantage anyway.
Yeah, they intentionally want to. Like they want to use it when it suits them and like deride it when, I don't know, they're in a mood. I mean, because it's not like nothing happened to this girl. It's not like if let's say she was overly sexualized and then someone tried to get into her house, I can understand you having a problem with it. All that happened was someone says, I like the new weather girl. She's hot. And then this girl's like, that's not okay. It is not okay to think this woman's hot and to make a video about it and get views on TikTok. If she wants to do it on TikTok, that's fine. But if you do it without her permission, even though she's a public person, you're a... Who raised you? Like, who let this brain just run amok with no boundaries? Because it doesn't have any tools or logic or conclusions. It's just all over the fucking place.
Education system. This is it's the education system, right? Like I said, Katie looks like a young lady. Probably just got out of college.
Like I said, she's got thick thighs. I like it. Yeah. It's just, why are you fucking so bleh? And she's gonna go on like, not like, I challenged her obviously because idiot. But like, she's not gonna. Nothing's gonna change her. She's not gonna get, you know what I mean, wise all of a sudden. Like,
no. We'll probably be sued if if she finds out about this. She'll just
go ahead, fucking try it. What are we doing? How is this? What's suable?
So harassment.
You're public. Then get off Twitter. Get off the internet. Get off TV. You don't. You are a public person. You are free. Fair game to be discussed, to be mocked, to be sexualized, any of it. You do not get to control whether people do that with a public figure. That is just not in your control. Sorry to break it to you, you 5-year-old brained idiot.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's not like nobody, I mean, I can't tell you, I didn't read every comment in the original TikTok video, but I didn't see anyone going crazy. Like, if people were saying like crazy, like creepy shit, I could understand that. But yeah, don't go work in the fucking library.
All the comments were just like, she's hot and I like it. That's it. Like, no one was saying anything even overly sexual. And even if they were, it doesn't matter. None of that is bad. Even if it was mean, it doesn't matter. This is the internet. You do not get to control meanness or unkind. Oh, God.
Yeah, and then, I have a counter question. She was a thicker lady. I like the bigger ladies, but let's say there was comments about her weight. You would be upset, right? Then, why are these people calling her So like I can't be attracted to her. I can't call her anything. I can't really comment on anything about this woman, huh?
No, all you can do is compliment her weathering, which is like a fake job anyway.
Yeah, you guys are barely right.
Yeah, I mean, you're barely right, and it's also like the weather girl. Like that's not a real job. It's just like a little eye candy on the news. That's all it is. It's not. Yeah. It could be a ticker. You don't need anyone to point it out on a map. Gives a shit.
Yeah, you're right on that.
Ugh.
I mean, and I haven't looked at it.
Sorry, she's probably just like a local celebrity in whatever stupid town she's in, and probably gets like, you know, tables at restaurants, and people are like, oh my god, hi, it's Katie, click, and like they, you know, it's like, so she thinks she's like, all of a sudden she's a celebrity now, so her word matters. I'm sure that's where this all comes from.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to talk about this fool any longer.
All right. And Pat S. Not only are the librarians hot, what state was it that had that as their favorite Pornhub thing? I want to say Idaho or something.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
You didn't see that Pornhub map from a few weeks ago?
No,
that was great. I don't know if it was legit, but it had every state's favorite Pornhub term. It was pretty wild.
That's pretty funny.
My home state is racist. That's fun to know. I'm not shocked about that at all. Yeah,
that was racist porn.
Apparently, and again,
what does that entail?
I have not seen it.
Like N-words and stuff like that? Like, is that the idea? Because I've seen like porn with a white girl and a black guy, and then the black.
I think most people have.
Well, but then the white girl, like he's encouraging her to call him the N-word.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I have not seen that actually, and that's the only thing I can assume.
And I think it's like taking back. I think it's like a power thing. You know what I mean? And so it's you know, he can kind of like fuck the racism, you know, something like that. Like
I'm not into that thing. It's not my gimmick.
But I bet if you're the kind of person who's obsessed with this sort of shit, it would be something you'd be into because you know, you'd sexualize it because you're obsessed.
Apparently my home state is into it. Michigan is into it. Killy Child mentioned there was a lot of people, a lot of southern states to Ebony. You know what? Let me just bring it up. So
okay. Now that it's a topic of discussion.
No, it's a topic. I know that's not where we were going. And it just popped in my head. A dude told me one time that he banged a black girl who was like all into like BLM and stuff like that, and she wanted him to, you know, say that to her. What did I tell you about these SJWs, man? They love them. Like I've said this, and who else was it? Jed, who said all these like extreme, like leftists. They love white men, like with a passion.
You've said that, yeah. It's so weird. I still have trouble with that one.
Yeah, it's
a
thing.
Don't buy it. But I mean, look, I like your. It's an interesting one.
That's why. Hey, the girl with the BLM, she loves white men more than any white girl you would ever know. Trust me. Or I'm assuming she's white. Maybe she was black. But if she's black, then she doubly loves white men.
We've talked about that. Like, black SJW is at a different level.
There's black SJWs love white men maybe more than any group. And I know that may seem paradoxical. They may outwardly say the opposite, but I'm telling you, there's no group of women than the black SJW, maybe where her hair is usually, you know, more untamed, but she loves white men, loves white meat like Chick-fil-A. It's just a thing.
Yeah, I can't, like, that's too hard. Brain does not compute that.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me. Just because what you have to understand, as we just discussed with Katie, I'm not trying to be a bigot, but it is what it is. Most of what a woman says is bullshit.
Sadly,
it's bullshit, and the opposite has as much to be true as anything. So that's
too. I've had women like tell me things. They're like, "You read into things too much." I'm like, "You can't take your word for anything. I have to read into it to try to understand what the hell you're saying." You don't.
Yeah.
And I think that's natural to a woman. I think it's like it's authentic. Like it's not like malicious. It's not like a choice. It's just natural. So it's like it's just part of how women communicate. It's not. It's more emotional. It's more, you know what I mean? Like it's just a different way of communicating. So it's like I just think that's why it. But it's difficult for us because we want to be as clear as possible. You know what I mean? Like we're like we need to explain it all, and it's like they want you to, I don't know, like figure it out or like. I know it's hard. I still don't get it, but it's like I'm trying to piece it together. You know.
I mean, I don't get it. I just don't care anymore.
Big time bitch.
Just don't give a fuck. I don't know. Big time.
Just
Just
don't
don't
give a fuck.
I just life is hard enough to try to do like I'm not fucking Professor Xavier. I cannot read anyone's mind. I don't have any ability. I'm not even good at picking up on cues and shit. It's like I can't.
A little autistic.
A little bit. I am, honestly I am.
Are you really?
I think so. I don't know.
Oh, okay, but you never been.
I had one, ironically enough, super woke counselor say that I was, but I only saw them once because they were like super woke and slightly racist.
Oh, wasn't that they're trying to tell you like you're a victim and you're like, I don't believe that.
I was like, nah. And this was like 3 or 4 years ago. This is before it was real. I mean, I guess it's when it was starting up, but it was me as a normie getting hit by the culture war in real life. I'm like, I saw it on Tumblr. I didn't think it was a real thing until she was like, how's it being a black man? Isn't it harder? And I'm like, well, I mean, it's just, my dick's a little bigger, but everything else is pretty much the same. I don't know what's going on. And she was just really pushing. I was like, okay, I got to not tell this person anything else personal about me and get the fuck out of here. But yeah.
Do we want to do the Pornhub thing?
Oh, I can't fucking find it. That's the damn thing. I don't know what the hell happened to it. So...
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Because I can't find that map, that same map I had a few weeks ago. And I'm looking for Pornhub maps, which is interesting. But I can't find the one I had that had all the different ones. And I wonder if they sanitized it. Because again, there was a lot of...
Wait a second. There's searches that I have 2019. Number 8 of the top 10 most searched terms is Apex Legends.
What? On Pornhub?
Yeah. I guess that's okay. All right. I guess you're fetishizing a video game. I have most search terms.
Yeah. I see most search terms, but they had a US map.
Most search porn stars, most search male porn stars, amateur countries by traffic. Wow. We are in the lead by a lot.
I can imagine.
Wow. By a whole hell of a lot. Holy shit. That's probably not.
It went viral because Kevin James was Tennessee's. And I don't understand.
Favorite times to watch porn?
We're in the deep end now. That's what she said.
I can't get I don't see the states thing though.
Oh, it's a fake map? Now I'm doing research. This map was fake. I thought it was real.
That's too bad.
Damn it. It's worth nothing now.
We have most viewed categories by women. I don't really care though. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm so mad because I thought this map was real.
That's too
bad.
bad.
I've misled you all.
The average age of Pornhub visitors is 36.
I'm not shocked.
That's kind of, popular categories by age group. I mean, it's actually fairly interesting, but it's not like, damn it, I wanted that map. That's too bad.
Okay, I found the map anyway, even though it's not right.
It's fake. Oh.
It's fake. I'll share it, but I feel like I'm lying to the people. I thought this was real. I don't know why I thought it was real because it seemed real. So yeah, it was MILF.
Why would someone fake this?
I don't know. And it was believable because there's a lot of Asian in the West Coast, lesbian, librarian, threesome. I guess we should have known it was fake because of some.
I guess it says boats in Florida. I mean, who looks up boats porn?
Yeah, we should have known. We saw Kevin James, Goth Hospital, and Droopy Balls. But you just thought
hospital. How niche that would be the most popular in a whole state.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Or I mean, some of it seemed believable. Stepsister in South Carolina. Yeah, I believe that.
But skin? What is skin? I mean, what is? I don't what.
Is there skinless porn as opposed to skin?
It's like the aliens from They Live.
There you go.
No skin. I don't know. That's really bizarre.
Boats and hoes in Florida.
Boats.
And
but
Kevin
you're
James
right, though.
in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's plausible though.
Very plausible.
Yeah, MILF, Asian, ebony, lesbian. That all is pretty much standard material.
Yeah, I think that's what got us. Most of this is like pretty standard. Troopy balls.
And that would be the most commonly searched in the whole state. So that means in that I don't even know what state that is.
I think it's Colorado.
Okay.
Is it?
I can't tell. All those big square states, I have no idea. You know, it's hard to.
They're all the same. Just
you
big square states in the middle.
I don't fucking know. Yeah. You know what's weird too? Like the Midwest is not in the West at all.
Yeah, it's really the East Coast.
It really is the East Coast. Like they call it
Chicago, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana.
Yeah. Like I was like, wow, almost all the people in this country are just like on the West Coast or East Coast. I mean.
Yeah, most of the country.
It's Colorado. Sorry, Jake D. I can't tell. I don't know. That's what the Montana above it. I don't know.
Yeah, they're all states.
One of the Dakotas. I mean, I get. You know what I mean? Like, all right. I don't know all these states. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, and it's also like Texas. Look, that's Texas right there. Obviously.
Yeah, you can see Texas.
Idaho, like only Idaho shaped like that. You know, Florida, West Virginia, those. But then all the big ones in the middle. I don't know. Whatever.
Listen, we went through the United States public education system, as did most of our audience, and if you haven't, it is trash.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah,
I feel bad because my mom's a teacher in the education system. She's a great teacher, but she teaches food, culinary arts. So
okay, yeah. Well, we're fat.
But
so I guess
even her though, she told me like they still have to do like diversity initiatives and stuff.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And she's just like, why? I just want to teach food. Why do I have to do this? You know, she doesn't. I try to tell her about the global conspiracy, but she doesn't. You know, she's just.
She probably is not gonna.
She's old.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in her 60s. You know what I mean? Like most of these people they're past all that stuff. They're like, all right, whatever, just ride out the rest of their life.
Yeah, like 25 years max. I'm just trying to.
Yeah, it's like they're not gonna. Yeah.
No problem. But yeah, this map is fake. I'm so sorry for lying to the people.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Yeah. And apparently the boat sex thing is real because both Cold Era and Islington Girl commenting on it. I'm not sure if they're aware of it.
Boats. Oh.
I mean, there's just lots of boats in Florida.
I guess.
You listen. If I could fuck someone on a boat, I would.
But I wouldn't necessarily. Would I want to Google that as porn? Like, is that the most important? Isn't it weird how Google is like completely ubiquitous with or not ubiquitous, synonymous with search?
Yeah.
Because I Google it. It's
just like Kleenex and any other brand. They have made themselves the brand name for searching on the internet.
Look, Wyoming, lol. Wyoming. Who gives a shit about Wyoming?
People in Wyoming do.
For them, great. Enjoy your life. I don't care. I'm sorry I can't pick you out on a map. You're insignificant. Sorry. Yeah. The cowboy state.
Cowboy state.
I don't care. Sheesh. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick. It's just who gives a shit. Like, it's like not something I'm going to spend that much energy on memorizing. Show me a blank map. I'll tell you where every state is. Why? What's a parlor trick?
To all of our fans in Wyoming, we still love you.
Of course I love you. I just don't care about your state.
Yeah. I care. I care about your state.
Cares. That's nice.
I care. I care if no one else cares.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I want to see if anyone like in our community, our fellowship, talks about this Katie chick. So I just was thinking about that again. I was like, I wonder if we'll see any responses.
No, I don't think there is. I wonder if you've got responses if everyone's attacking you now.
No one is. No one cares. I'm not significant. I have like 100 followers on Twitter. Yeah, whatever.
Well, yeah. And now less because you've been blocked for your bigotry. How dare you? How dare you?
Sweetie pie. Oh, sweetie. Oh, I'm sorry. Did
someone
say something you didn't like on the internet? Fucking child.
Code Era says super chat culture. I mean, he might just be on the MFer.
Yeah, I talk to him every Friday. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to
just ask him
pay to talk to culture. What?
Yeah. Pay him money. But no, yeah.
No, wait, can you see, by the way, now maybe I also I don't want to spread fake news. You can see the tweet still because she didn't block you. Does it say Culture Casino liked it? Let me just. I'm fairly certain I read that and it said that it did.
I wonder if he unliked it though, because I didn't see him when I just pulled it up a second ago. I don't remember seeing it.
Fair enough. I could be
so
wrong. I was pretty goddamn sure though.
My guess is like I'm not sure if Culture likes the big girls, But I can't help but to wonder if he only, because like sometimes you only watch the first 5 seconds of a video. So if he only liked the little dog thing, the little you show the girl, and then
I can't
and
even
didn't
see if
even
he follows her because I'm blocked. Right.
yeah. Let's see. I can see that if he follows her. It looks like I said, Wes Moody. Yeah, Culture Casino follows her. Like a bunch of other people.
Mm-hmm. So I'm
Bunch
pretty
of
sure.
other people. Even Paulie. A lot of people follow her. Ugh. Yeah, I think she's a Fandom Menace affiliated. And like I said, I've seen stuff of her dressed up as a Star Trek and different little costumes. So
bam. Thank you, Sherry. Culture like Katie's post 22 hours ago.
Thank you, Sherry.
Busted. Yeah. Culture's a simp.
Oh, and now I'm seeing some of the comments. Oh, Jesus. So
does the story continue? Let's go.
Well, these are the comments of the video that she was talking about that triggered her.
Oh, okay.
And they're really not bad, but they're funny to me. It says cloudy with a chance of rain.
That's funny.
Now that's a woman, and I guess the network is called WDTV, and she says more than the user says more like WDDD TV. What's the percentage of death by snoo?
Oh my God, the horror! How did Katie even make it out of bed that day?
This is my personal favorite, perpetuating stereotypes. You know she only likes brothers. Quiet kids.
Jesus.
You know how upset dad gets.
Take it easy.
I think that was a black guy, at least by his avatar. Could be.
That's funny.
But I mean, these avatars could be fake. I don't know.
I thought that sounded like there's all right, Jesus.
I don't know. But I have a tendency to believe
at least
high amount of brothers.
Has a YouTube channel called So Many Random Fandoms. Well, let's take a little look-ski.
And I guess I'll never be invited on that channel.
You should go. Clandestine. How annoying would a person like this be to talk to, though?
I don't know. But I'm looking at these comments. I don't see anything like...
it's a small channel, too. It's 558 subs.
It's small. It's almost my size. It's bigger than me.
But I mean,
relative to the world. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at these comments. I don't even see amongst these comments, I don't see a smoking gun of something that's like, I just see it. Let's normalize this as the ideal standard. I'm in Arizona, but now I'm interested in West Virginia's weather. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I don't see anything that's like,
normally this is her thing.
I don't know.
Is that what you mean? Like this is typical, atypical of what she puts out. Like she's not like just a feminist ranter.
Well, no, these are comments of the TikTok video that she was watching.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So these are people talking about the original girl, not Katie herself.
Dude, and this girl, fuck this girl. She's got a video called Star Trek Fandom Forecast. It's like her most popular video. It's got about 4,000 views. She's cute. And she's wearing a Star Trek outfit. This is why people are interested in you, you dense fool. You're an attractive girl who's into nerddom. No one gives a shit about your accuracy calling the weather, dumbass. Like, get over yourself. Good Lord.
Yeah. But I'm looking at these comments. What was so offensive? What was so offensive?
That she was sexualized at all, because now she needs to worry about when people are on the other side of the screen having sexual thoughts about her.
This probably made her more money.
This is her own insecurities. This is just Katie's own insecurities coming out. She's probably concerned about that, or wants to pretend she's concerned about it, and so is making this a whole issue.
Yeah, I think that's more of that thing. But I was... Because it's on her thing where she has screenshots of the comments. That's what I was just reading a second ago. And I didn't see anything that was so like crazy or creepy or like,
I think this is a combination of like Midwestern kind of politeness and kindness, just sort of like you're not crude when you communicate, you know what I mean? You're polite and nice and being like totally like cooked and indoctrinated by the SJW stuff. So it's like the audacity, like it triggers her on multiple levels. Like the fact that you would be so uncouth at all, ever, like sexually is against her like Midwestern values, and then the fact that it's like also feminism, it like clashes with those values too. So it's just a perfect storm of triggering for this dope.
I see.
Keep simping for it, boys.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think she's even won an Emmy or something.
Oh,
No, I gotta get off this person's Twitter. I don't want to be blocked.
Congratulations, Katie. You dumbass.
You know what? Genuinely, congrats, Katie. Congrats. You've given us an hour of content.
That's true.
So there's that.
Thank you for that.
And we got to see a girl with big titties. So this is not a total loss.
Yes, we did. That's true. And it's a win all around.
Yeah.
All right. So we got a few stories. Do you want to get into Hollywood banning guns or like pushing to ban guns?
Yeah. I did want to get into this.
I bet there's a good article on Variety.
Because I've been, I did talk about the Alec Baldwin thing on Saturday. Again, check my channel. I'm doing content fucking every day, pretty much daily content. I still need to post a video for today, but that's neither here nor there. So I talked a little bit about the Alec Baldwin thing, but it's not something I'm like really like dying to. I'm not too into this story rather, because it's like details are still constantly coming out. I did see the details talking about the armorer, who's a 24-year-old young lady who apparently didn't know she could take her last job. Allegedly was knew that gun was being used for target practice and all this other stuff. So there's a lot at play, and I honestly think Baldwin is probably, at least as a producer, somewhat culpable for what's going on. I think a lot of people are.
It sounds like it. I mean, I can't like point
not a legal
blame
expert
necessarily. Yeah, exactly. But it does sound like there was already issues on this set. I mean, Ryan Cannell pointed out that several people walked that day, and someone texted somebody saying that we've already had 2 or 3 misfires on this set. This is unsafe or something like that. And then it continued to go on, and then someone got shot. So it wasn't a surprise. It should not have been a surprise to anybody.
Yeah. So that says that there was something with this specific set that was awry. So like, why in general do we live in a society? We live in a society in which one incident is enough to change every single element about the society. All it takes is one small incident, and every element about the society must be changed. Why do we have such a harsh reactionary element to our society in general? You know what I mean? This isn't the first time.
Yeah, it's true. I would like to believe it. Part of it comes from a good place. Like they're just, people are sad about a thing, and then they just don't want that sad thing to happen again.
Yeah,
I think that's part of it. But I also think with this one in particular, Hollywood can't like be wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even when it came to the whole Me Too thing, they kind of made it about the audience. Somehow the audience did it. It was like, it's you did it. How did we do that at all, ever?
What did I have to do with Harvey Weinstein? Basically,
yeah.
Like, how did I do it?
Like, how did I, one of the most powerful people in Hollywood, what? But so I think now that this happened, right, and also being in Hollywood means you're like mostly anti-gun anyway. I mean, except when you're profiting off it in movies. But
except every fucking movie that for the past 50 years has had somebody posing with a gun in it.
Constantly. But so now, because of this, right, like, it's an opportunity to take a very moralistic stance on guns. So we can never have guns again in another movie. Let's ban it. I forgot who was tweeting it. I'm trying to find who posted it out. I mean, this fucking idiot. Someone said, a lot of stupid people on Twitter today. And someone said,
as opposed to all the other days where they're intelligent geniuses.
Jessica Gov't is an LA Times culture reporter.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, and she said prop gun accidents are not new. An extra was killed by one on the set of Cecil B. DeMille film in 1915. Today, many in the film industry are calling for a ban on blank rounds. The long, tragic history of prop guns accidents on movies, TV sets, and the timeline. 1915.
It's a long time ago.
Let's get right on that then. Let's rush to fix that.
Literally over 100 years.
Literally 100 years. Like, yeah. Also, people died in stunts all the time. So no stunts now. Like, what do you stop it? This is an opportunity for you to make this about gun legislation.
Yeah, and again, all you guys did is prove that you didn't know how to manage guns. And again, like the whole Hollywood being anti-gun, I'm like, is there anyone who's pushed the use of guns more than Hollywood themselves?
100%. And I wouldn't go that far as to say prove that they can't use guns, because they use prop guns on
all the
millions
time
of sets.
Yeah,
and it's never, there's almost never an issue. So no, there is a lot of experts who know exactly what they're doing. It's just on this one, it sounded like they were cutting corners. Apparently, I was listening to someone talk about the fact that there's the strike issue with that one union, IAST or TE or whatever the hell it is. And so there was some kind of leverage there, or maybe they were gonna strike that set, or it was something regarding that.
I do know they were involved. I did hear that too.
And then there's like the people who came on were non-union, they're scabs essentially, and shouldn't have been there. That's what I mean. Sketchy details at best, but I don't think there's a gun issue in Hollywood. I think this one set was poorly run. That's all.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, just all the details that I've gotten. And yeah, you're right. You're right to correct me. It's not like Hollywood as a whole. I even said that on the show. That, I mean, think about how many blank rounds have been exchanged. Shout out to my hobby workshop, talking about the Brandon Lee situation in the early 90s. Since then, in between Brandon Lee and what happened
literally
on Friday,
probably billions.
Yeah, it has to be billions of discharged
all the TV
prop
shows,
rounds, every TV
movies,
show, every movies.
I mean, come on.
You know, movies that we never saw
issues
because they were D-list, G-list movies.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Pilots that never went anywhere. Every single fire of a round, and it had not happened in all those millions upon billions of discharges. It happened in between those two, so it's not a common thing. This isn't like something rampant. One thing it did do,
it's not even that. It's a freak occurrence, a total anomaly. It never ever happens. Essentially, it's happened like 4 times. And
since you did it right, I said I explored the Illuminati theory. I didn't say for sure. I always try to be open-ended. But yeah, they listen. It did raise the. Whenever something happens on the set, I do like, okay, is this some Molech situation? I can't help it. That's me. I am a guy. But like more than likely, as more details has come out since then, since you did it, more than likely it was just an inexperienced armorer, maybe some scabs, maybe a poorly run set, and somebody not knowing what the fuck they're doing. But Baldwin to me is a lot more. If they were shooting this gun off on set, then yeah, it is your responsibility when you're holding that gun to know if it's loaded or not, because you guys know that the gun at least has been loaded at some point. So you need to check it. You do have a little bit more responsibility.
I think you have a responsibility. I still don't put the fault on him. I mean, I agree, but it might not be protocol to check the magazine, or I assume the chambers. Like if the professional responsible for the gun safety says it's safe, that's really should be all you need. I understand personal accountability, but if there is it's not when you're on a range, there's like a gun expert, like an instructor constantly present. It's not, you know what I mean? If an expert tells you that, why would you assume otherwise?
Well, the thing is, he's not just an actor. He's also the producer. He's also the guy that hired this expert, and he's also somebody who's helped.
The fault lies, but
I guess maybe. But my thought is like, okay, this gun is firing live rounds on set. As the producer, rather they're doing target practice, rather they're doing it for some movie purpose, this gun has fire live rounds. When you're going to hold it and fire it at people, you should at least have some knowledge, at least check with the expert. Hey, let's make sure this is unloaded. You have an added element of responsibility that I wouldn't have given you in a complete situation where it's just, hey, somebody handed you something and you use it. But now it's like, you were part on the set. You probably knew that. Like,
I mean, what's protocol? I mean, so that's like the question is
that's the real question. What is protocol? I mean,
like, is that something that they insist on you doing? Are you supposed, like, when you sign your, is there like you are personally liable? Like you have, like it. I don't know what the protocol is, but I can't just assume it's the same as having a weapon on a range or in your own personal property. I can't. I'm sorry, I just can't. Like unless it comes out that that's the way it's supposed to be handled. I'm sorry, I can't just admit that. I won't. Yeah. I will admit that the set had issues and that the armorer fucked up and like all that, and it sounds like there were safety issues that should have been addressed well before this incident happened. But I can't just put the blame on Baldwin because he had the gun in his hand. It's not unnecessary.
I'm not just putting the blame just because he had the gun in his hand.
I'm not saying you are. I'm saying people are suggesting it, and I don't agree with that.
I didn't initially, but as more details will come out, and no, since you did, I'm not going to say you were right on anything. But as more details will come out, it's like, oh man, you have more culpability than I initially thought. That's what I would say.
I would think if it were me, I would probably want to check the gun myself.
Yeah, that's my thought. Because it's not just this is a prop gun. This is a prop gun that has fired live rounds on this very set. And there are people left this set because of safety. There were already misfires.
Gun safety, yes.
Gun safety. There were already misfires. That's the context in which I'm blaming Baldwin. It's like this didn't happen in a vacuum. This wasn't just like a situation where there were no issues previously. There was nothing, and then it was just handed to him. It's like, honestly, the armorer had to have some. The armorer has a lot more blame, but he has some blame because he's not just an actor. He is a producer, and there were misfire issues. There were people leaving the set. So if there's people doing that, if people the context of people are afraid of gun safety, well then Jake,
Sorry, Jake's going on for a little bit, but he's saying 10 people could have screwed up before him, and nothing dangerous would have happened if Baldwin checked the gun. Yeah, I know, I agree. Obviously, that's the truth, but that still doesn't mean he's culpable, or you know what I mean. Even in a colloquial sense,
he knew people screwed up.
That's true. That's a good.
That's
point.
The thing. The context of
knowledge.
Yeah, the context of the details means he should have checked the gun, and even if that's out true. Of the realm, as a producer, he's at least liable with that. The producers of this, not just him, any other producer, anyone else who was on that set, running that set, is liable in this death. To me,
I agree. Again, I especially with all the data, all the information that came out afterwards, saying that there were people already making complaint, people walked from that set. That to me it very heavily suggests that they're culpable. This wasn't a freak accident. This could have been avoided. And I'll agree. Yeah, like I said, if it were me, I would probably want to check the gun. But I could also understand like that not being my level of expertise, like in that particular moment. And if an expert tells me that it's fine, I would take their word for it. But maybe that's irresponsible.
I think if there was no prior information, or let's say there was nothing about people leaving the set, misfires on set, people shooting live rounds in that gun, I wouldn't put the individual responsibility on Baldwin as much as I am. But with that, I'm saying, okay, I can't just blame you as a producer. I do have to blame you for holding the gun because you could have checked. You really could have, and you had enough information that where maybe normally on a bigger set you might not. On this one, everything that's going on, you probably should have checked.
Yep. So. And Senshin Dildo says Baldwin hated Trump. Man, he's clearly guilty. I think
I didn't like that take. I didn't like that take. I hate that take.
And I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. I think a lot of people just don't like him, and they're like rushing to a conclusion because it satisfies their narrative. And I just like, he's a dick. It doesn't mean he's a murderer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think he was he might be a wrongful deather because I don't think this is or manslaughterer. I don't know that.
If
I'm
he's
not
the producer, then yeah. You know what I mean? Like if he's a producer and people are complaining, it's like then dude, you got to deal with stuff like that. You can't just blow that off.
Yeah.
And Forbidden Ruin says COOF restrictions contributed to this, forcing the armor off the set.
Did it?
Hadn't heard that.
I didn't hear that either.
But could be.
But yeah. This is a terrible thing that happened, man. I didn't really like the politicization of everything either. I didn't like the jokes about everything, and I'm glad I do, like I said, hold Baldwin a little bit more responsible, especially with all the details. But like I didn't like the jokes for this. But
it's so callous. It's so callous, and
somebody died.
When people like that, the right side of the conversation care about, and they die, and then someone from the left is good riddance, they're a racist. You're appalled. You're horrible. How could someone? And now a person died, and you're making like cruel jokes that just because you don't like him, it's like that really makes you look like a fucking asshole, man.
Yeah, and I agree with that, and that was kind of my take. I'm like, man, somebody died. Like somebody who's not a public figure, to kind of piggyback on what we were talking about. Somebody who's just a cinematographer who just works on a set is now dead because of a bunch of people's mishandling the situation. That's BS. And now they're talking about removing guns from Hollywood in general, which is also just like that doesn't seem like
it's utterly
it's ridiculous because
it's a complete overcorrection, and it's the same thing. Instead of holding people personally accountable for their individual actions, it's all this collectivist bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, they fucked up. That individual fucked up. Like, hold those people accountable. Do not change the entire culture because it's something bad happened. It's not. Yeah. That's not a logical response to this.
That is the response that's given. And Code Era, you said if the situation was reverse conservative, shot someone, politics would be the first thing that would be brought up. You're right.
Course,
and it would be bullshit in that case as well.
Exactly.
It doesn't make it less bullshit.
No.
And you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but it's like, if we are the people who are maintaining a moral high ground, then we need to keep the line no matter what. You don't just... You know what I mean? When it satisfies your narrative, you're moral, and when it doesn't, you're amoral. Like, fuck that, man. Like, keep your principles consistent.
Yeah, we're the good guys or we aren't, man. And you gotta,
exactly.
you gotta have humanity. That was my thing. I don't want people shouldn't lose their humanity over politics, over who they like or who they don't. I mean, somebody died,
and there's a mother, she's got a kid. Yeah. Fucking kids doesn't have a mom now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's gross to behave like that. You know what I mean? Like, I won't second, I'll call it, if I, think Baldwin's a fucking asshole, I'll call him an asshole, but that doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not to trivialize someone's death because it's like you disagree with their politics. It's disgusting. And
Forbidden Ruin, removing guns from Hollywood is just stupid. 2 incidents in 40 years, and they pulled them all. And that's insane. Like, I only know 2 incidents. And you said there was one in 1915. Maybe there were more. I do know there have been deaths on sets with stunts and stuff like that. We talked so much about how the Batwoman thing and all those crazy things that happen, some dangerous stuff that happened on that set.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know what? Maybe the diversity hiring is ruining the safety on these sets. There's a theory to that. This was a young 24-year-old girl who was that armorer, and this was like one of her first movies that she ever did. And she didn't want to do her last movie because I think she wasn't mentally up for it. So it's like, man, I think there's something to I think that's what's probably as big of an issue as they're trying to remove all the guns. Maybe you should actually only hire experienced people. Maybe that's the remedy.
24 is pretty young.
Stupid young.
But I think like her father was an armorer, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I might be getting that wrong, but so I mean, it's like, all right, it's a pretty good pedigree, but maybe she shouldn't be rushed to be in control of an entire, the lives of people on a set, where it must have been a lot of gunfire in this movie because there was already 3 misfires. How can you proceed when there's already been 2 or 3 misfires on this set? Like, you don't change anything, you don't address anything, you just keep on keeping on, and then someone dies. It's like, it's really bad that you had all the forewarning.
Yeah, and that again, that's where Baldwin and whoever else produced this movie, whoever else was on set, there was a director, there were other people. That's where it's like, hey, after there's a few misfires, it's like, wait a second, we got to figure something out. We got to stop because somebody could die. That's the thing that makes the culpability thing. But again,
now situation says he still wants to know how live rounds were anywhere near a set. Word is the crew was using the gun for live shots during downtime, I heard that too. Which blows my mind. That is crazy.
That's the part that's insane to me.
That is nuts. That is insanely irresponsible.
And that's like that's unforgivably insane to me.
That's
after somebody dies.
That's crazy.
It is very crazy. Because that's the crazy part. That's why I'm like, man, how can this be where there are misfires and you guys are playing with the gun after hours? And then somebody ends up dead. It's like,
and so is that what's being suggested? Is that it was a live round that shot and killed her, or was it like a blockage?
I believe it's been suggested it's a live round.
That's fucking that is the most irresponsible thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
They like Jake's right. They shouldn't be anywhere near a set.
And then I keep hearing, you would think firearm
generally
custody
do. It's like,
it's a thing.
Dude, union rules are crazy. Like
can't you not
I worked
do
on a
certain
movie.
things? Like,
Well,
if that's not your position, go ahead. I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, it's okay. But I worked on a movie that had a rubber gun, and technically we were breaking the rules with that. And like, it was something like, it was, if there's a weapon with any moving parts, even if it's decommissioned, even if it's a fucking airsoft pistol, there needs to be a professional union approved armor on the set. Has to be. We're not talking squibs. Just the fact that there is a gun on the set in any way whatsoever that isn't a rubber prop, there needs to be a professional armor there. The rules are so stringent, and the fact that this could happen in that environment is mind-blowing.
Man, and Jake D is confirming, at least in the chat, that there was a live round.
That's
and then Forbidden Ruins said they were recreational shooting just hours before shooting. That's insane.
Wow,
that's insane. I don't know how a movie set works. Who's the head guy or gal in charge in a movie set? When you're on the set, is it the director? Is that the
It's so many departments. It's not really like that. The director's in charge of everything that like is creative or any kind of choices. I mean, when you're shooting, like when it's the actual active set, director's God. But producers also lord over the whole thing. Then there's a unit production manager that coordinates all the stuff. So it's kind of difficult to assign full responsibility to a set. Probably at the end of the day, I think it's the producer.
Well, that's still Baldwin.
Pat S says it was a live. Yeah, I agree with you. Pat S says it was a live round. They were shooting cans, I imagine, during lunchtime. There is a film of them doing it the day before. That's why 6 people walked. 6 people walked.
Wow.
That is the most. That is. I did not know that. That's crazy.
Because my thought is,
okay, you know what? If Baldwin knew that, then you know what? It is his fault.
That's my thought. That's exactly it. If you knew that there were people shooting this gun,
there were live rounds.
Live rounds.
You on the set, you got to check. You need to check.
Hours before. And fucker, if you're the producer and you are, I'm not sure. Maybe he's being listed as a producer in Hollywood is such a misnomer sometimes because it doesn't necessarily mean they are. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they aren't. And I don't know the details to Rust. Either way, but you are at least somewhat culpable. You know what's going on that set. There's no way Alec Baldwin did not know. I can't say no way because he could be busy as shit, right? But he had to have some knowledge they were using this gun on set or off hours. He had to have some knowledge, right? If I could find out a few days later, I would imagine
that.
Yeah, he would.
Like if the producer of the film found out that they were using gun, like that was like a revelation to him, then all those people would be fired. I mean, like you can't just without permission, without some sort, you're just taking the guns and firing them like at your own, for fun. Forbidden Ruins says assistant director made the safety calls, which isn't his place. He was fired from 2 other movies for overstepping his safety bounds. One, he tool a live gun on set.
Are you saying once he took a live gun on set? I'm not sure if that's a typo or not.
So this guy has potentially been involved in like mishaps like this before. And this is what's so bullshit about Hollywood. It's like, okay, should we ban guns from sets? No. Hold this asshole accountable.
Yeah, ban stupid people from sets.
Yeah. Wow.
Took is the word. Yeah, wow. Where's the armor? Yeah, somebody else, it may have been you, Forbidden Ruin, because the comments are going. Somebody said she wasn't even on set. This will lead to a movie about a movie, probably Code Era.
Jake D, I think typically that's how it goes. He says all these things you're talking about is exactly why all firearms would be in a locked safe except when in a live shoot if they're on my set.
I think that is
fairly certain it's something like that. If it's not in a locked set, it's like in a locked room.
God,
I mean, like the access to firearms is really highly regulated on movie sets, as far as I understand it.
But this was non-union, though. That was the whole gimmick, right? That's the whole.
I don't think it was a non-union shoot. No. Because it's like illegal to do that. Like I forgot what the union rules are, but it's like if the union finds out, that's what it is. If there's union people involved and Baldwin's a union person and they find out, you're like in trouble with the union. So it's like they're really powerful. So you try not to piss them off.
Yeah. So he could lose his union status if he's doing a non-union shoot. I see what you're saying.
Absolutely, and everyone involved could.
Yeah.
And then if you're non-union in Hollywood, you essentially can't work.
Yeah. Jesus. So this is a fuck. This sounds like a nightmare of a set, I think, or at least a nightmare of a gun safety situation.
It wasn't a shoot, like it wasn't a scene, right? When Baldwin fired that off, right? It was just practice, as I understand it.
Is that what it was? I know
yeah, I think it was rehearsal.
Man.
So why wasn't the safety on?
This is why he does bear some responsibility.
Yeah, the safety
just
should be on.
As a shooter. Yeah.
Well, wait, was this it might be an antique pistol that didn't have a safety.
Could be. I honestly do not know.
A Western. So I don't think all guns like in the 1800s had safeties on them.
And Cold Era, you said, why would any firearm be capable of firing bullets? I think that's just the only the firearms that they use, aren't they like basically real firearms?
They're firearms.
Actually,
apparently I heard that Hollywood uses them because they sell them later.
Really?
That's what I heard. Yeah,
he was safety
on a Colt revolver. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm fairly. Okay. Is that the pistol that it was? It's a Colt revolver.
I
hadn't heard that. I don't know. I didn't get.
Yeah, he was setting a shot. Rehearsal. It's a revolver that's age appropriate, so that's there wouldn't be a safety. Yeah,
Brightest Day says his modern. Hi, Brightest Day, by the way. He says my modern semi-auto pistol doesn't have a safety. Is that the? Yeah. So it's not like, I mean, I know not every pistol does. I understand that.
But you would thought one. Man, do you know what's really?
Safeties are a 20th century thing. Yeah, that's what I assumed. Yeah. I think
so
this is probably a period Western, right?
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. And Jesus. So my thoughts. First of all, they shouldn't get rid of guns because there are idiots on set. I wondered. My whole big thing was I've wanted an independent entertainment industry, right? And I wonder if this is going to take a shot on that. Like, will there be a higher push for like? Will this make it even harder for an independent movie to be made because there's going to be a higher amount of regulation and a higher amount of whatever it takes? Because there are, whether or not they'll take away all guns, there will be some sort of regulatory impact of this. Whether it's just union, whether it's the state is involved, I couldn't tell you. But they're not just going to like this is going to happen and everyone's just going to go away. I don't see that happen because the story's too big. And Hollywood's just too reactionary.
Because California has really strict laws about this type of shit, like because of all the because of Hollywood's influence on politics and all that. But like, it's illegal.
And it sounds like they were broken, by the way, already.
Well, they weren't in California; they were in New Mexico. So it's in Los Angeles. It's illegal to put a tripod down without a permit.
Really? Well,
it's illegal. You can't do it. So it's like that. I mean, you can try. You're just going to take it. But I mean, like, it's illegal. So it's like there's all these laws. But like in other states, they don't have those laws because there's not like a giant film industry. So it's like you can just shoot a movie. You know what I mean? Like it's not illegal to shoot a movie without permits and stuff like that. Like, like at your house or on a farm or something that you own. There's nothing illegal about that. So it's like, what would stop someone from using prop guns? I don't know. I don't know what the laws would have to be about.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know either. I couldn't imagine. I just feel like, well, I mean, it could be just as much as just such a I'm not sure what the laws would have to be, but I am. That's a kind of a ancillary worry of mine. Like, is this going to make it harder for movies to get made in general? So that independent movie doesn't happen because they can't go through all the hoops they have to get a live gun, or get a gun on a live set, or get a whatever situation.
Whatever. I mean,
hire an armor. Maybe you need multiple RRs.
Making a movie union is incredibly expensive. Like it's insane. Like I remember Jared said that about his film that he made for not much, like a 10-15 grand or something like that. But he said if he made it up to union specs, I think it would have cost like $250,000 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Because of all the crew members you have to have and how much they have to be paid and all the it's very rigid.
Yeah.
Expensive. So I don't know. Like it's already pretty pricey to do a movie. So
yeah, it's incredibly expensive. I think I've seen other creators who come up with their own movie and talked about how much it cost them, a couple $100,000 and putting up all this sort of shit just to get the movie made. Jake, you do bring up a good point. The fact that we keep calling this weapon a prop gun is honestly why the death happened to begin with, because it isn't really a prop gun. Anything capable of firing a live round, it's not a prop gun. The rounds are prop, but the guns are not.
I guess that's why the gun enthusiasts, or like people who are feel comfortable with firearms, are coming out so hard against this, because they're like, it's still a gun. You should always be treating it with respect, no matter what. I do think the situation is different. Like, I mean, obviously, like, we walk through this whole, but I think, like, in a vacuum, an actor not checking a firearm that's given to them by an authority figure but apparently it's the assistant director, so.
Yeah, listen, if this was similar to the Brandon Lee situation, I would not be blaming Baldwin. But he's not just an actor. He is a producer. And it sounds like there were a lot of improprieties before that gun got fired on set. There's just tons of impropriety. It's like the fact that they were using this same gun, the same exact gun during downtime, just shooting it off with live rounds.
That's fucking
just crazy.
Insanity.
Somebody said they were doing it at lunchtime, and this incident happened right after lunch, which makes it even more like what?
So so someone may have potentially left a live round in the gun, like when they that person didn't empty the ammunition from this gun, so left a live gun sitting there with live rounds in it, just a round.
Yeah,
and then no one checked it. No one, they didn't open the thing and check.
No director, no armorer, no set.
That should have been the last thing that happened before that gun hit Baldwin's hand. Should have been check the ammunition.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Since you did that,
I love this guy.
I always treat my gun
with respect. When I sleep with it, I make sure I make a breakfast next morning.
Well, that's a nice cinching dildo. Romantic. I guess as a dildo, sleeping with a gun probably is a more logical thing because he's already an inanimate object.
They're both tools.
They're both tools. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
He's got empathy. You get it. All the things he's seen.
Yeah, he's sentient.
Yeah, he's sentient. Yeah. Wow. So that's interesting. That's a lot of interesting developments I didn't know or expect was true. Because I was kind of defending it because, when you just first hear about it, it sounds like a freak accident. It just doesn't, so everyone's rushing to blame. But now it does sound like, I think even though it was premature, it does sound like they were correct.
Yeah. Let's say, I will grant you this. Let's say a different actor had done it and it wasn't Alec Baldwin, who is a producer and is involved. I would have a little bit more empathy for them themselves. You know what I mean? Because they're just an actor. They just do acting stuff. They have no other set relevance and they just got handed something and just used it. I would have a little bit more empathy.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Not him as the character.
Not him specifically, like because he's the producer and he should have had more knowledge.
God, I thought you meant because of the things he was saying, and I'm like,
no, not because I don't. I don't care about the Orange Man bad stuff. Whatever. If I were to hate movies because somebody said Orange Man bad, I'd never be allowed to watch entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, geez.
Yeah, and I think the sin of like all of his stuff was it just wasn't funny. Like it was just. Trump's
I didn't.
It's like okay.
I didn't because he did the SNL thing, right? Man, who fuck watches SNL? It's not 19.
I don't know.
I mean, when people try to make SNL relevant over the past 10 years, I'm like, who watches this?
I don't get it. I watched the Burr episode because I was I watched clips. I didn't watch the whole episode, but I watched some of it.
There was a Burr episode.
It was funny too. I mean, it actually was pretty funny. I mean, I like even though people kind of like, I heard comics sort of talking about how it was soft. I thought the mob going woke was pretty funny.
Huh. I didn't like I said, didn't see any of it, and just
made me laugh.
This just sounds like caring about the milkman. Saturday Night Live. It's not like what? What year is this? What SNL? Decade is this?
Yeah, I don't.
Next, you're gonna say somebody said something controversial on Mad TV or something. Like what? Like,
is that even still on?
Yeah, I doubt it. But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like it's from a different era. Like it's not the '90s anymore. I like the '90s, but it's done.
Ascension Dildo says woke gangster bit was stolen from the Cumtown guys. Didn't know that. That's disappointing.
Stealing shit.
Oh, they apparently they have a history of that. SNL.
Yeah, that's great.
That's interesting. Those Cumtown guys are pretty funny.
I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, they got a Patreon. But it's all. I think it almost all exists behind a paywall, so that they can't be fucked with.
That's a smart way to do it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you promote that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you promote, because it seems like you got to get popular first, then go behind the paywall.
Good point, Forbidden Road. Miss Swan. I'm surprised somehow Alex Bornstein has slid on that one, because she played an
hasn't
Asian
been canceled.
lady
Stop
who
Asian
mocked,
hate.
and the whole bit was that she was hard to understand.
Yeah,
that was the entire what's it called? Crux of the joke.
Stop Asian hate.
She had like a funny accent, and people didn't know what she was saying. And Alex Bornstein is not Asian.
Oh man.
So somehow that's okay, because she, is
well, because no one cares about Mad TV anymore.
Well,
you know
no,
what I mean?
it's because she has the right politics. That's all that is.
Too.
She's going to skate on that one. She says the right thing. She, blah, blah. When she won her Emmy, women, yada, yada. She's a Jew.
She won an Emmy?
Yeah.
For what?
What's that stupid? No, I actually have never seen it. I don't know. I heard it's pretty good. But the comedy show on Amazon, Mrs. Maisel, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, I didn't know she. Okay.
I really haven't heard that many bad, people I know have seen it. I haven't heard the woke criticism, but I just don't know how it couldn't be. It's about a female comedian in 2021. Yeah. How could it not be woke? Yeah,
I have seen that. I haven't seen an episode. I just saw previews of it. But I never watched it. Hell, Punk Waddle, appreciate you being here. And yeah, Lois, that's all I really know her from, honestly, outside of the Mrs. Swan Bad TV.
She's
stuff.
Also what's her name on Family Guy?
Yeah, Lois Griffin. That's what.
Yeah, right.
Lois, Lois Griffin.
Right, got it. Yeah.
So yeah, I am very surprised. Yeah,
especially over the past year with all that was coming out, and it was such a big deal.
Yeah, she didn't get caught up in it.
So. Also, I do not think making fun of the way someone talks is racist.
Yeah, it is. You bigot.
It's like the Swedish chef is racist.
It is. You bigot.
What? No, it just sounds funny. That's all. I never understood that. It's like it just sounds funny to my ears. It still does.
It's bigotry, obviously. Duh.
Punk Waddle says Miss Maisel show wasn't terrible. I watched it with someone else and it was fairly entertaining. That's pretty much what I've heard. That across the board, it's actually pretty decent, which is really surprising. They were able to pull that off in this day and age.
Well, it started before, because that show's been around for a while, right? A few years.
I think like 3 years, something like that.
I almost want to say 4 or 5. I thought it's been around for a little bit, but I
so.
thought maybe it predated some of the woke garbage.
Shows don't get that many seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, no one watches it. They're too expensive.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's Mark D with a C is also vouching for Maisel. Said it isn't woke. Actually, I had Lenny Bruce on the show.
6 episodes, so I think that's 2 or 3 seasons. It's
2
seasons. 3 seasons. Okay.
3 seasons. Okay.
2017 it started. It came out in 2017. It was about a female comedian. I'm like, how is this not going to be the wokest thing in the world? But I guess it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, it's good. I don't know. I've never watched a single episode. Oh, Keely Chow says she also voices Trisha Takanawa on Family Guy. Another one.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even peep that, but yeah, I guess it is the same.
She doesn't have an accent, though, I don't think, Trisha Takanawa. She kind of has a little nasally, but I don't think she's...
Yeah.
It's like an Asian stereotype or something.
Yeah, it's not as bad as Miss Swan.
Tits
looking
up
like a man.
is a quote.
Oh, that's another thing. Her big thing was looking like a man. Can't say that shit now.
No. And somehow she's skating. Not that I want her to, but it's the hypocrisy of it.
Cancel Miss Swan.
Could you imagine if Trump did blackface? Could you, the explosion of hatred and vitriol, yet that idiot in Canada does it, and everyone's kind of just, well, all right,
Trudeau
not anymore. Yeah,
that is weird that certain people get a pass for shit.
Unbelievable.
I can't lie. I don't care about Miss Swan because, like I said, I don't think she's big enough to regard a pass or not. But fucking, like you said, Jimmy Kimmel. Even though I fucking hate who's the guy who made fun of Karl Malone? He's a real piece of shit. Karl Malone himself. Jimmy Kimmel used to. Oh, you didn't hear about Karl Malone? What he did when he was younger? Karl Malone totally got a 14-year-old pregnant when he was in his early 20s.
Oh, I had not heard that.
Yeah. It was like when he was it was either late teens, early 20s, and got like a 14-year-old pregnant, and I think she ended up offing herself. It's like really bad.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
God, that's fucked
and
up.
it was like there's like been nothing, and like Karl Malone he was allowed to be like one of the greatest NBA players of all time, and it was just like, all right, whatever. And it just
a different time too, though.
It was a different time. Yeah, it was.
I'm not saying that was okay then. It wasn't public, probably.
This happened like late 70s, early 80s, because he's an older guy, and he was younger then, but it was whenever it happened, it was still crazy.
Matt is right. Let's let Baldwin slide and cancel the voice actor. I'm not suggesting either one of those things. I'm not suggesting Baldwin should slide. I just said I didn't want to jump to conclusions when I heard the news. And I'm not saying cancel anyone. I don't think anyone should get canceled. I just think it's interesting how someone can escape it when they did exactly what they say you're not supposed to do.
Yeah. And I'm less concerned about the voice actor. I'm more thinking about Trudeau. He's a public figure. He's a leader.
That's
you know what I mean? If you're a public figure, I was just talking about Kimmel for a little bit, and that's how I got to the Karl Malone thing. But to be a leader of a major country in this day and age, when they've created that standard.
Pat was just sarcastic. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were really saying that. I was like, dude, I'm not suggesting either one of those things.
But like they created this standard where anything that was offensive is offensive. Or anything that could ever be construed as offensive is offensive. And then they relax the standard when it's somebody that suits their name. Even Brandon, let's go Brandon. He's got some allegations about him that you would think in the Me Too environment, the Believe All Women environment would have got more play. But they got
it's more important to get rid of Trump, so that's why that doesn't come out. So that's what I mean. It's so insincere. It's all just weaponized, morality. It's not. There's no like virtue to it. Truly, there's no principles involved. You don't hold everyone to the same standard. It's like like I could even understand their argument with black entertainers. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, because you look at them as having been oppressed, so the standards are different. But Jimmy's white. Like how does he skate on that?
How does he get a pass?
Why is he not canceled? Like according to your rules, he should be, right? Like. It's so bizarre. I don't know. These people are so full of shit. Like, what's her name? J.K. Rowling. You know what I mean? So woke. And then the second she goes against the narrative, everyone just turns on her. And it's like, yeah, like that's all this is.
Yeah. Which in J.K. Rowling's case, I have like no sympathy for her whatsoever. Like she literally, like the very first time I heard about a major franchise changing all the sexuality of their characters, it was J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
It was her, and she was making all these different characters woke and like
she tried to make Hermione black.
Black? I was just about to say that.
Sorry.
Hermione was black. No, it's cool. No.
That's the one that was because then someone just points out that she described her as having porcelain skin.
Yeah.
It's like, and then it's also like if you made the character black, why didn't you point that out? Why was that not something that was written? So it's almost like you hid her blackness. Like which one?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's full of shit. I don't have any sympathy for her at all. And then she tried, and like I remember this was like one of the first videos I ever made. I didn't put it out because it was impossible to edit. I screwed up the technical stuff. But it was this what's it called? Like this petition or this like sort of appeal to the woke mob to not cancel liberals was basically what they were saying. Like,
yeah.
It came out. That. Yeah, and she was essentially saying like, of course we don't support Trump, but don't cancel us because we're on the right side of everything. It was like the most asinine, sanctimonious. It was so bullshit. I couldn't believe they had the audacity to put it out. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like,
yeah,
definitely censor speech, just not ours.
I remember there was this huge list of all these different liberal types.
Yeah,
all went on this cancel culture tirade, but ended it like bashing Trump and all this other shit. I'm like, what do you guys want? What do you want?
They just want rules for thee and not for me. Yeah, like that's what it is.
Exactly.
It's exactly what they want. It's fucking some are more equal than others. It's communism. It's all communism.
Yeah. Some animals are more equal than others.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
it's amazing.
All right. We are getting towards the end. Was there anything? I feel like there was something else that we wanted to talk about. What is
Van Sciver?
Oh yeah, what's going on?
I haven't read this article, but it's from Bounding into Comics, and I don't know what show it was on. But apparently he suggests. Let's just get to it.
Yeah.
It says.
And actually, give me a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll just read the top of it. It says Ethan Van Sciver speculates Marvel and DC Comics are being funded by the government to push radical gender and sexuality ideology. That's interesting. I want to see how he got to that conclusion. But when I brought this up before the show, Vigilante was like, I agree. Any conspiracy, I think Vigilante gives a lot of credence to. He's not necessarily wrong, though. And I think as history is proving, time is proving probably the most infamous conspiracy theorist, Alex Jones, is being proven right. And Forbidden Rune says, I think this was actually proved this week. Well, this article just came out yesterday, so if there's like an update or whatever, I'd like to read it. Keely Chow says, hail to Ethan Van Sciver. I've been watching what's it called? Kurt Metzger's show with him. They have really good chemistry. You know, I like Kurt a lot, but God, sometimes he just steamrolls his guests for like an hour and a half, and like they can't stay on point, and like he'll ask a question and then answer it. It's like, would you shut up, Kurt? Just let the other person respond. Why do you even have guests? You can just go on a one-man show if you want. Like Gary does it. People do it all the time. I don't know why you want to have a guest if you just want to talk at them. But when he has EVS on, they have great chemistry. They go back and forth really well. And I was listening to that episode the other day, and it was great.
All right, I kind of slid back a little late. Whose show is this?
Metzger. Oh, I don't know. I'm not talking about the article. I was just talking about Metzger and EVS together.
Oh, I didn't know that they did something together. That's pretty cool.
He's just been a guest on Can't Get Right, which is Kurt's show, and I like him. I think they have great chemistry together.
Yeah, EVS is pretty good. He's a pretty witty, funny guy. Like, you know, obviously he's a great artist, but like as a talker and as an entertainer, he's pretty good.
Jake D says that issue is exactly why Metzger didn't work well on FNT. I think Metzger did just fine on FNT. I know Jake doesn't like him, but
his first couple appearances weren't good, but he got better.
He was great with what's his name? The hell is his name? The Biden guy. Come on, man, Barack Biden. Kyle Dunnigan. Him. And Dunnigan. They were great, dude. Dunnigan is hilarious. He's one of the funniest men alive right now, man. He is so goddamn funny. She was not having it, dude. She was not having it. Like, just a character that's like the only thing I could really say. So funny. And I was like, I know guys just like that. I knew men exactly like that in LA. That is crazy. He fucking killed. That was so spot on. And it's like, again, it even looks like it with like the little weird filter. I love Kyle Dunnigan. He's so damn funny. All right. Last article of the day.
All right.
Ethan Van Sciver speculates Marvel and DC Comics are being funded by the government to push radical gender and sexual ideology. And apparently, Forbidden Ruin says that this was proven this week. This is what he says. I think this was actually proved this week. Now, I have no follow-up or proof. I haven't even read this article, but that's what I heard. Cold Era says he hasn't watched FNT in over a month. Well, it's still a funny show. I enjoy it. Anywho, all right. So it says the creator of Cyberfrog and former DC Comics artist Ethan Van Sciver, love his name by the way, it's such a cool sounding name, believes that Marvel and DC Comics push to include radical gender and sexuality ideology, that does not roll off the tongue, into their comics is being funded by the government. Van Sciver's speculation came in a recent video reacting to a Screen Rant article claiming that a new Wolverine antagonist wants to be the hyper-masculine character's lover.
Whoa,
that's insane. That is some real twisted shit right there. If you that's kind of like, that just sounds like someone, the writer or whatever, was sexualizing Wolverine and wanted to be pounded by him. That's what it sounds like to me.
Probably.
If you haven't been following what's been happening at Marvel and DC Comics, the two publishing companies have made huge editorial decisions to make many of their characters homosexual, bisexual, transgender, or some other LGBTQ plus identity. DC made by the way, did you see that video of Trudeau fucking up saying LGBTQ?
I did not see that.
It's so funny. And he's in the middle. He's like, fuck! Like he kept messing it up.
Guys, it's all these damn extra letters. Not just TQ, is IA plus. I've seen other ones like IA something plus.
Going.
Going.
DC Comics made headlines by retconning Batman's sidekick, Robin, the Tim Drake version, into being attracted to dudes. I don't know if that's a retcon. I think it was always kind of speculated he was sort of
well,
like
you know what? That's what they say about a lot of the characters that obviously the Superman and stuff, but they're saying some of these characters kind of like were thought of in a certain light. Who was another character?
Is that what you mean? Like people just sort of put that on there, or it was just always kind of implied?
Well, no, there were fans that maybe like a certain segment of fans, let's just say, who already were in that mold with some of these characters. In particular, I know Tim Drake, and there was another character I can't think of offhand that kind of had a following. I know a lot of people have said that about Dick Grayson, Robin Nightwing. They've kind of looked at him and the guys. Let's just say the guys like Robin. How about that?
Look at Cinch and Dildo. What's FNT? That little pre-cocktail lounge show?
Yeah, it's our pre-show. Cinch and Dildo. It's our pre-show.
Yeah, it's our lead-in. Yeah. You know, I like that we have that many loyal fans who are like, I don't really watch FNT because it's long, and the cocktail lounge is coming up. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love Barry, but I will steal his fans. The character's lengthy history of dating females was thrown out the window in Batman Urban Legends #6 when Drake accepts a request to go on a romantic date with a male friend named Bernard. That sounds so gay. Like,
that's the point.
Not even the gay part of it. Like, just that his name's Bernard and it's a male friend. How gay. Like, two dudes making out is less gay than that.
Yeah, it would be less gay if you kissed.
That's so good. After making Tim Drake attracted to men, they also made headlines by having a new Superman attract. All right, I don't need the history of all the gay stuff in the fucking comic books. Where is
that's what Bonner does. You have to scroll down a little bit.
As Van Sciver notes in his video, DC Comics also introduced a transgender OMAC character. The final Superman authority tells Superman, blah blah blah.
They're even going for the G-list characters. OMAC. I mean, I'm like,
know what the hell
shit.
that is.
I remember OMAC. Was it one man army something?
Okay.
He's like he transforms anyway, so he could be whatever. You don't have to make him whatever. But it's just he's an obscure character. Like, it's like, damn, even OMAC has to be gay.
I think why he's
alone.
doing this is because of how hot and sensitive the topic is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's just trying to really make his point here. I think he's trying to be like, this is not me saying there's anything wrong with gay people. He's saying that DC and Marvel have a history of it, and here's all the examples. It's like, okay,
yeah, I see what you're saying. Because
I understand why he's doing that.
Yeah. Got to establish yourself.
Okay, we finally get into the meat of it. As for why Van Sciver believes these characters and many more have been changed, the Cyberfrog creator said, "My suspicion is the reason why all of this is happening. The reason why this is a thing that is being accepted and promoted by Marvel and DC is that there is probably a government diversity program that is actually financially rewarding them with your tax dollars." He's probably right.
I mean, listen. Years ago, we all know there was a huge anti-drug push via comics, and everyone was cool with that. The government funded it. The government said, hey, have some, dare stuff, have some anti-drug stories. One of them, ironically, got them in trouble with the comics code. But the comics said, that was the reason. They said, you know what, we want less drugs on the street. We want kids to say no to drugs. So they put anti-drug stuff in their in their comics, and Mark D, what was it? One Man Army Corps is OMAC. So I knew it was something like that.
That's very interesting.
But yeah, so there has been a history of the government coming. It wasn't for more diversity, but it was for the anti-drug thing. So that's on record. That's not me being a conspiracy theorist, Cinch and Dildo. That's an on record thing.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And like, diversity initiatives are a real thing, and government grants are a real thing. So that actually isn't that far-fetched when he puts it like that. Huh.
Yeah.
What an interesting point. Way to go, EVS.
And let's just be honest. These comic companies, especially the publishing wing, they're not making that much money.
No, that's true. They need it anywhere they can get it.
They got it, they're still, we keep wondering, like, man, how are they able to lose this much money? Well,
we're paying for it. God fucking damn it. That is so upsetting.
Yeah,
we hate it, and we're paying for it. That's
and my taxes are killing me, man. Taxes they take out of my check make me want to quit. Taxation stuff.
Yes, it is. To promote diversity, promote inclusion, promote these ideas in their comic book, it's another way for these comics to be profitable when they manifestly are not profitable. So that is a theory I have, he asserts. That makes perfect sense. That's actually spectacularly logical, and it goes in line perfectly with why all these left-wing ideals fail.
Oh, and I just noticed this picture has my favorite person, not Barry Obama, Sana Amanat, who is the creator of Miss Marvel, and she's a part of Marvel Comics, and she's chummy up with someone who her cousin worked for, and she's very involved in the Obama administration, and she's the vice president of Marvel. One of the vice presidents of Marvel has been since like 2015. So, not saying everything is her fault. But a lot is.
Argue it's got a lot to do with it.
Yeah, not trying to say she's the one person to blame for comics, but she's in the top 5. If you want to say the top 5 most blameable people for the state of comics, Sana Amanat would definitely be in that list.
I do like the expression on Obama's face. It kind of looks like he's saying, "Miss me with that gay shit."
he looks like he could not possibly give less of a fuck.
He looks like annoyed to be there.
Yes, he does.
Like, what am I doing here?
Jeez, I guess
entertaining this idiot.
I've exactly what it looks like too.
Back to the article. I've seen it happen on a smaller scale with librarians and in the filmmaking industry. I think it's happening here too. Oh, with librarians. What
the fuck is EVS doing with librarians? Didn't we just go through that with the hub list? What's going on?
I think it's happening here too. I will endeavor to find evidence of that. And if you guys have if you guys have heard anything or can think of any government programs, we should get to the bottom of this. He continued. Fucking A. I think he's right.
Yeah, I agree.
Vince Skyver concluded we should really try to make sense of what's going on to our beloved comic book industry. God bless. God bless. Does anybody read? Do you ever read Cyberprog? I have not.
I've not read Cyberfrog. I've not read an issue of Cyberfrog. I know, it's obviously one of the biggest crowd funds ever.
The art's great. That looks really cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. And I mean, it's a hugely popular comic. It's basically launched its own company. And Keely Child saying she's pretty. Sana Amanat's cute. She is cute. She seems annoying as shit.
I knew it. Not for me. I'm trying to read the comics here. If there's any.
Yeah, somebody said it was proven in the chat.
Yeah, I just need evidence.
Yeah, if you can point us to where that was, and you guys are talking about some of the industry or how the comic company or the comic book stores really work.
Yeah,
it's
fascinating.
Yeah, if somebody can let us know exactly any evidence to that, we will definitely talk about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I would love to know anything that shows that, and I agree.
Yeah,
at least with the premise.
If you find it later, you can DM me on Twitter.
Yeah. Forbidden Ruin said you're trying to remember. Hey, if you can get DM one of us or just whatever, comment on something.
Thanks for all your information, by the way, Forbidden Ruin.
Man, you're on fire.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you all, chat. You guys have been pretty awesome today.
Yeah, it's been great. I guess we'll wrap it up then.
Yeah. I think we hit everything. Was there anything else?
No,
that was it.
It was that
idiot
Katie Weather.
Yeah.
Hollywood trying to ban guns instead of assign the proper responsibility, and EVS being based as fuck.
Yeah, that Katie thing is still weird because it's like,
fucking idiot.
Because I was like, she screenshotted the comments and they were harmless. The comments she screenshotted for the thing outside of she likes brothers, which I laughed at. But there was nothing. There was no oh man, I could understand if her screenshot would have had a whole bunch of crazy shit man, I can't wait to bust nuts all inside her and all this other crazy shit. I was like, okay, it's a bit creepy, it's a bit off. It was just she's cute. Something about milk.
They were relatively harmless.
They were harmless.
They weren't even explicitly sexual. They were just clever.
They were borderline wholesome memes, and you're like, oh, this is so offensive and is sexualization. It's like, what? Please,
that's what you end up for. That's
you
what you
couldn't
get for
even show me receipts. She had her receipts, and it's like, no, these are not overly sexual things. And Smash and Pass, I'm Smash. You know the answer to that. Don't ask me this question, Cold Era. Don't ask the Era, because if she was a female assigned at birth, and she was born with a vag, 9 times out of 10 I Smash.
9 times out of 10.
That's my own feeling.
Jesus, that is bad.
It's horrible.
No discrimination whatsoever.
And it's completely in perpetuum of a stereotype. and I hate it. I fucking hate it. I have nothing to say about it though. What can I say? I can lie. I can lie and say, "Oh no, a fat bitch is below my standard." It's not. I wish it was. It should be. But it's not.
Ralph Girl says you so nasty.
At least I'm honest, just nasty. I'm not saying I'm not doing that well. It's not the real life.
I'm weak. I have a problem.
I'm being honest. If you do a smash or pass, 9 times out of 10, it's maybe I am autistic. Maybe it's autism. You bigots. I don't know. But just 9 times out of 10, the answer is smash. That's just the reality.
9. Jesus, that is oof. All right,
it's
my
horrible.
friend. I learned a little bit about you today.
It's horrible.
I'm a little concerned for you, actually.
You should be. You should be.
Oh, that's internalized racism, I think is what that is.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Internalize something.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it today for the Culture Crime Fighters. Thank you so much for joining us. Jake D, good to see you back, buddy. Nice to see you.
Yeah, Jake D, it's been cool to see you around, man. Hopefully, man, I would love, I know you're probably busy as shit, but if ever you want to do a stream again, man, I would love to stream with you, man.
Yeah.
I learned streaming with you. So.
Yeah. If you ever want to pop back on the Cocktail Lounge, that door is always open, dude.
Yeah. Now we need
you can come talk over everybody with the group.
Boy, is that a chore. It's literally 2 hours of 10 people all talking at once.
Oh, it's so annoying. I need to say something about it in the Discord. It's like, all right, guys, listen, I know we all want to make our points and shit, but you got to let other people, you got to wait your turn. You know what I mean? Like, jump in when someone stops talking. Don't just trample.
I get cut off while I'm talking. I have so many incomplete points. I'm like, yeah, I get one sentence in, somebody, yeah. I'm like, well, I hope you guys know what I was trying to say because I didn't get to finish it.
It's tough. And it's like, I know I cut people off at times, but like generally it's to support what they were saying, or I'm not taking it a whole new direction. Like, you know, or if I'm contradicting you, it's just because the argument is happening. I try not to derail everything, but sometimes, man, you got 10 people in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love the guys. Don't get me wrong. This isn't me talking shit. I love.
Yeah, we're talking about the MF for Cocktail Lounge, Rough Girl, on Fridays. So yeah, Friday.
Even
you're there.
APM commented that like he's just like, this is great, I love it, but god damn it, stop talking over each
one
other.
At a time, please.
Oh, he's right. All right, so we will be live Friday night for the MFR Cocktail Lounge starting at 9:30 p.m. I'm gonna be in costume.
Oh shit, is it Halloween?
Yeah, this weekend.
Shit, it is. I didn't even think about it. I'll be playing Vigilante Williamson, so I don't have to.
Yes, that's right. The costume is you don't have the mask on. Hey-o.
Yeah. No, I have. You know what? I haven't appeared on camera. Maybe I'll appear on camera.
We gotta get you a new mask that's more comfortable and easy to broadcast with.
Yeah. I do.
Maybe like an MF Doomy kind of thing, you know, where it just sort of, and then you have like your mouth exposed.
Yeah, I do kind of want that style of mask. Well, not the same, design, but just like where you can have the almost Batman style, where you can have the mouth open, and then yeah.
FNT's cocktails fluffer.
Yeah, 8,000 people each week are fluffering for the 20 to 30 to watch us.
I love it. I love you guys. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with us. This is the Culture Crime Fighters. We're here every Wednesday fighting culture crime. And thank you for showing up at the new time. Really appreciate that.
Yeah. Appreciate the turnout. Thank you guys.
You guys rolled with it pretty well, so I really appreciate that. And I know it's difficult. It's difficult for us. Trust me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So, yeah, that's the Culture Crime Fighters. Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.